This podcast is independent from my studies at Texas A&M's College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. This is intended to share knowledge and experiences in the field of veterinary medicine and to share the importance of medicine for the pursuit of science and its positive effects on the general public. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Emily. I'm a second year veterinary student and I like small animal medicine and I'm from Austin, Texas.
Okay. What got you into veterinary medicine?
Yeah, I've always liked animals. Like as a kid, I was always catching bugs. I was always keeping bugs. My mom probably had it up to her wit's end with like the bugs in the house. But I was always just fascinated with how different animals worked and how life was created and I've kind of just stuck that path. Like I used to cry if I had a butterfly with a broken wing because I couldn't fix it, and I always thought it would be cool to know how to fix animals one day. And I think that thought just hasn't left my mind over the years. And coming to A&M and doing undergrad here kind of helped with that. Like we have the entomology department, we have the biomedical science department, so meeting all these different people and then applying to vet school was kind of like a no brainer.
That's interesting because I know a couple people now that I've recorded these with that they're like, "Oh yeah, I've just always liked animals."
Yeah,
And I know some people outside of these recordings that they said that they just like animals and that's why they're doing it. And I'm like, when doing the application process, at least for A&M, they're like, "Do not say that in your
yeah,
essays. Like say anything but that because it sounds one
cliche.
generic
Yeah,
and also like anybody can just like animals
it's
and they
true.
don't do this." So it's interesting that a number of people said, "Well, I've just always liked animals." There was nothing that like a certain event or something that sparked your interest.
I mean, I always liked going to the vet as a kid. I thought she was really cool. It was like a badass woman coming in covered in dog hair every day, like talking to a like 7-year-old. And it was cool because she always included me. Like we would go with my family dog and it would be like talking to my mom, talking about shots, doing all the things. But then it'd be like, what grade are you in? What classes are you taking? What are you up to? What are you doing this summer? And it was just very inclusive. And, I already thought she was cool. She was a cool doctor taking care of my pets. But just the community feel of it and remembering what that felt like. I don't know, it's kinda cool that one day I could be that person to a little kid too, but, um, yeah, I think medicine as a whole, has a very personable side to it of getting to know people and take care of people, but then, you know, vet med, we get this awesome creation side of it of, like, we're still serving people through medicine, just a different means.
Did you ever work for that veterinarian?
I didn't actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just didn't want to.
I But when I started working for a vet, I was a senior in high school and it was like through our FFA program. So I would go work at a vet hospital like 8 to 12 and come to school like 1 to 5. And there was like a list of veterinary hospitals that were partnered with our high school and they were on it. But my FFA advisor like assigned me to the one that they wanted me to go to. So I didn't really get to pick, which I'm grateful for because that's been the hospital I worked at for years now. And I love it. And she knew what she was doing, but it's just yeah, the way life worked out. I never thought about working while I was in high school. I was always playing sports in an orchestra and doing plenty of things outside of school that I didn't really have time for that. But um, once it was built in, yeah, I kind of never looked back.
Hmm. So you did FFA in high school.
Yeah,
Did you do 4-H as
no.
well? Okay. I can't remember the difference.
4-H is like outside of school, so it'd be like club sports, and then FFA is through school.
Okay. I admittedly did not know that FFA and 4-H
Yeah,
existed when I was in high school until I got into undergrad. Is when I figured
you
that
meet
out.
all these ag kids.
Yeah, they ask all these questions. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, Turns out I did actually talk to a friend back from high school this past year, and she was like, because now she's doing stuff in agriculture,
Yeah.
and she was like, no, we did have a FFA
Most
and
schools do.
4-H,
Yeah.
but it was like on a separate satellite
Property.
campus,
Yeah.
and because we had I think three of them, and the different ones you could do like architecture at one of them, you could do mechanic things at another, or like welding, and then there was a one with 4-H, and
Yep.
I was like,
Animals.
no one mentioned it, and no one did
Yeah.
it that I knew of. So,
Yeah.
what did you show in 4-H?
For my first 2 years, I showed lambs, and then my junior and senior year of high school, tennis was picking up, so I pulled back on showing and just really poured more into like vet school applications and working and doing all of that. But yeah, showing lambs for 2 years was fun. Coming home and telling my dad that I wanted him to buy me a lamb after like one FFA, like meet the FFA day was a crazy experience. He was like, "Why? We don't need a lamb. Like, do we look like?" And I'm like, "We have the farm at the school." And that's another thing. Like being from Austin, there's not like I still lived in the city limits, so it's not like I could just have livestock in my backyard. Um, so yeah, our school had this set up, and I remember spinning it to my parents like I don't have any large animal vet hours for my application. Like I need something that shows I'm not just you know looking at small for the rest of my life. And that argument worked, and they got the lamb. My parents loved it actually. They had a lot of fun going out, learning how to shear it, learning how to bathe it, learning how to blow dry wool.
You
You don't
blew
think about
you
that.
blow dry it?
Yeah, you have to because you can't use the clippers will dull if you shave them while they're wet. So you have to blow dry, like industrial blow dry your sheep. Same
Though,
thing with steers and everything. I mean, you're blow drying every animal out there.
huh?
Yeah,
Though,
goats are a lot easier to get dry.
hmm. Because I've sheared some sheep.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do it while they were wet.
yeah, you don't.
Or so you dumb questions. You to get them
Bathe
ready
the
for showing,
lamb,
you bathe
make it
them.
as white and pretty as possible.
Okay.
Blow dry it, fluff it out, and then shave it. And then depending on the breed, you might leave the stockings a little thicker. You might brush them out.
Why would you clean it before you shear it?
It's a really good question.
Why don't you clean it afterwards?
These are all really good questions.
Okay.
The best part was the lamb treadmill, like putting my lamb on the treadmill and sitting there and being like, "You got it." Got to
Huh.
build muscle, same as a
I
person.
I guess you can't just walk them around.
You can, but that's a lot of walking,
True.
especially after I was already done with practice. I'm like to the treadmill.
They have a lamb treadmill? Do they
Yeah,
advertise it as a lamb treadmill
well,
or is
goats
it
can use it too.
oh, but like is it separate than a human treadmill
Yeah, it almost looks like the little water ones that we have at A&M. Well, they're not little, but the
for the
underwater ones.
dogs?
Yeah, but like that for a lamb,
Huh.
but just above water.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hmm. So you knew in high school that you were going to go to vet school.
Yeah.
Did you know where you wanted to go to vet school? Was it always A&M?
Yeah, I've always liked A&M. Yeah, I mean, all the vets that I've ever worked for have been from A&M. Um, in state just makes sense. I applied other places, but I mean, you always find your way back home. So,
Pull the mic a little bit closer. Maybe it'll. Yeah. Um. Okay. And then you went to undergrad here at A&M.
yeah,
What was that like?
great. I mean, my freshman year, it was COVID year, so that was kind of, or the start of COVID. So, like, we went home for spring break and then never came back. And I remember coming in, a lot of people told me that your very first year of college is the year that feels like college. Like you're on campus, the dorm, like you're just surrounded by people 24/7. And once you move off campus, like you're still in college and you're still an adult and all these things. But like the true like picture in your brain college like movie moment is first year. So kind of sad that that ended short. But yeah, I loved it. I went through the BIMS program. I went through the entomology department. They're both great. Um, I don't know. A&M's a really good school. I feel like if you pour in, they pour back into you. And I've met very kind and awesome people here, and not saying other schools wouldn't have that, but just the community here is very different than anywhere else I've been. And yeah, I don't know, it's hard to want to leave once you start school here. So yeah, I can't imagine not going to vet school here after going to undergrad here.
I get that. I definitely think that there's so many people here that you
Yeah,
can find a group anywhere. Um, I came into undergrad. My first year was like
middle
COVID
of
already
COVID, yeah.
started, so that first year, what college really feels like.
Yeah.
I think the only enjoyable part about it was I could ride my bike anywhere. Now you can't really do that on main
Yeah.
campus. But so you came in, that was what, 2019?
2019, yeah.
And what was your major? You said again, BIMS?
Biomedical science and then entomology.
Okay. What was BIMS like? Because I was an animal science major.
Yeah, it was good. I wanted something that had rigor. I knew vet school was gonna be hard. So the curriculum that I went through gave me that. It was a whole semester of condensed biochem to get everybody ready for the MCAT, and that was the hardest class I've ever taken. I've never seen that many people drop out of a class. Like, the first day of school, there were people sitting in the aisles and the fire escapes, and we were all like, "We need a bigger classroom," and our professor was like, "No, we won't, because most of y'all are gonna drop." And then sure enough, by the final, we only had 5 rows of people testing.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was getting through that, I was like, "I can do anything after that." Um, and then, microbiome was fun playing in the lab. We had a 1 semester of anatomy only back then, so dissecting dogs together with the same people, like, every week. It's like a taste of what vet school's like working in groups, but, like, looking at that group, one girl wanted to go to PA school, one's a nurse already, the other's also in vet school, like, we all went on to do cool things, and it was cool that we got to be a part of each other's lives for that. And then physiology was a year-long thing, so that was its own beast, and the very first time I'd ever taken physiology or, like, learned what the word physiology meant, and I loved that class, the way it's set up, the instructors in it. It's mirrored a lot to ours, actually, um, just with the rotating instructors and going unit by unit, and I don't know, I mean, I like it so much I still TA for it, so, like, it's a good foundational program, I think, for any kind of professional school. Um, so no, I feel like it got me ready, and then the entomology side of things was more of A, my way of still hanging out with bugs, and B, that's where I did all of, like, my honors credits and research credits, like, the entomology department here, we have the ag extension with the vet school, we have, like, just people that go out and do surveillance for things that you wouldn't even think, like, there's a reason we don't have West Nile just, like, casually flying around, like, there's people whose jobs are to, like, just track and make sure we're not getting infectious diseases, and people monitoring stuff in wildlife, and that entomology department and the people I met through that were amazing. I mean, I haven't done any of the summer research programs at the vet school, but the research I did in the labs I was a part of in undergrad, I feel like taught me, like, a lot about the scientific method and how to do things, and the PIs I worked for taught like a stacked undergrad and graduate class, and I forced myself into it senior year. It was so fun. It was just like for anybody that had an entomology class or major that was going into a science heavy field, like if you ever one day wanted to do some kind of project on bugs, they tried to give you the foundational knowledge to do so. So like one day would be like how to write grants, how to ask for like NIH funding, how to ask for NSF funding, and then the next day would be like, okay, like how are you going to study mosquitoes? Like how are you going to catch them? How are you going to ID them? How are you going to track them? How are you going to PCR them? Who's going to get that? What lab are you sending it to? And it was very like just a different perspective of what I could do with that degree. And they would fly people in from like the University of Florida to give us guest lectures, and they'd be MDs. Like they wouldn't even have an entomology degree. They wouldn't have anything else, and they'd be like, here's all the vector borne cases I've seen, and here's the papers I've published because of people like your professors that I work with. And it's just cool. Like it's cool to know that I don't know, like whatever our undergrad was in is A, still applicable, and B, if you have the research skill set, you get bored one day and realize a lot of the dogs coming to your hospital have chagas, like you could run some tests on it, figure it out, see what's there, work with people around you to just do surveillance, and there's a lot of cool things with that. I feel like that would be like a way down the road Emily side quest, but it's cool that I kind of know how to do that, like at least how to like reach out to other people and set things up.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you work with any projects specifically?
Yeah, I I used to go. It was so funny. I told my parents I needed snake-proof boots, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I used to go to Sam Houston National Forest with a PhD student who's now a postdoc. Love her. Put like snake guards on and like so much mosquito spray, and we would be off the hiking trails. Like the Lone Star Trail cuts across the state of Texas, and part of it goes through Sam Houston. But we would take some machetes and make our own transects and like drop catch baits for like I don't know, we were catching everything like raccoons, possums, flying squirrels, mice, rats, skunks every now and then. And I always tell people like to study bugs, you have to catch the bugs, and the bugs aren't just like casually there. So like the best way to get like a host phenotype or like know what diseases in the population or what insects or parasites really are like, causing problems, you need to catch the animals they're attached to. So it's crazy when you go to vet school and you learn how to draw blood from like a goat and like a dog, and then you get thrown out into the field when you're like 20, and they're like, here's a raccoon, like get some blood, and it's like how, where, and it's all the same. Like it's all, I mean, it's not, but like it is, it's all comparative. So I learned a lot on that one. That one was fun. And then we just went back to the lab and figured out what kind of parasites were there, what diseases they had, learned possums hold a lot of fleas, like a lot of fleas. Um, But yeah, stuff like that. I don't know, a lot of public health things. Learned how to take care of mosquito colonies, which is crazy.
So is it more of a survey kind of thing? Like you're just
Basically.
seeing what's out there
Yeah.
instead of trying to find one specific thing?
Mhm.
Hmm. And you also mentioned that there's like research into West Nile and
Yeah.
how that spread through mosquito.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, like, Harris County has a whole public health division that their job is literally just monitoring West Nile and Houston, and if it gets high enough, they'll fog the areas. You don't necessarily know, like, they'll send out a blast warning people, but
eh,
they'll do it at night because you don't wanna cross-contaminate a pollinator. Because if it's gonna kill a mosquito, it'll probably kill, like, a butterfly and a bee, and you don't wanna spray when birds and bats and stuff are active, so, like, they'll wait until, the sun's going down, the mosquitoes are what's active, and they'll fog the areas that their mosquito traps came back positive.
what do they fog it with?
Um, some form of, I don't wanna say an organophosphate in case that's wrong, but, like, some form of insecticide, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do they target like specific areas,
Yeah.
or is it just like mass
No,
fogging?
it's pretty, they have that thing run like a machine, like, they'll have light traps set up around town, and then they'll basically extract the virus from the different mosquitoes and see where in the grid it's testing positive.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a huge, huge public health effort that you don't realize people are doing. I mean, like, even the CDC is named after an entomologist, which is crazy. Um
The CDC.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So, we have a huge American history tied with bugs, which is such a big side quest. Like, the Panama Canal, more people died from, like, yellow fever or something like that, building that, than anything else. Like, it's crazy how much our knowledge from public health has grown just from entomologists and people with degrees like us, like vets and meds, like, being willing to look into it.
How do you think your interest in insects and your degree as a veterinarian is gonna show up in the future?
Yeah, with the way it's trending, Chog is for sure where we're at. Um, for sure, I think that's gonna get more popular. Just already, those bugs themselves are spreading, and a lot of the people that were in my entomology world were always studying those and their movements and activities, and um yeah, trying to figure out what we can do to stop that, because it's something that whenever you have a problem like heartworm, we know about and we have an intervention, we have treatments, right? But it's not something that directly spills over to people.
Hmm.
So, like, in terms of all those public health triangles we learn about in class, like, there's no need to break it for a person. But something like chaga is, we don't need amplifying hosts. We don't need dogs and cats getting it. And then, one more bite, one more transmission. You're living in the same house as a person. You don't need the bug feeding and then, also feeding off the person and starting to transmit it in a community, like, with a lot of people nearby. So that I think would be a up and coming, maybe, I don't know, target, especially for our area, because it really is, like, South Texas, it is there, with
Especially
the
on the
spreads of the
border.
spreads. Yeah.
I know that A&M has some I don't know the exact wording on how they talk about it, but they essentially send some people out to not only collect research
Yeah.
and studies on where Chagas is spreading, but like to actually help treat
Yeah.
and even like compound that with rabies vaccines,
Yep.
I think is what they do over on the border. Um, for people who don't really know what Chagas is, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, do you want to explain it just like bare bones?
Yeah, it's essentially like a pretty gnarly disease transmitted by these little triatomine bugs, and they're called kissing bugs, but, um, they all look different depending on where exactly, like, what genus you're getting, or I guess what species you're getting. But when they feed on you and then oddly enough poop on you, if you scratch that into the wound, all these little protozoa go crazy in your body and just cause a lot of cardio problems. So, like, we see a lot of heart problems in dogs specifically, but then, people can still get sick and have similar problems, and it's not something we want spreading, I would say, in the world. So, yeah, keeping an eye on things like that.
Do you do anything nowadays to like look into that or I guess like research? You mentioned it before with like
Yeah.
undergrad. Do you want to
Yeah,
do
I
that in the
have it in
future?
vet school. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I really wouldn't, but yeah, I think it would be something fun to do in the future, even like a prevalence survey of, you know, seeing dogs with symptoms and sending off panels and seeing how many have it or how many are caught when and what age they are and stuff, or where they're from in town. I think just having, especially working with other vets or other people, it could be something of high interest later on, and I'm sure more things will come up too as life goes on, but
Well, that's fun. I knew that you were into bugs. I don't really know why. Always seemed like the entomology world. I was like, okay, cool. There's a lot of them.
There's
They
a
do a
lot
lot
of
of
them.
things, but
There's a lot of them.
um, nowadays you don't really. It seems like we're all very caught up with vet school.
Yeah.
Um, but hold on. Before vet school, you also were did a master's in business,
Yeah.
and you were also an entomology minor. You did a lot of things in undergrad. Trying to keep track of them all. Um, why business?
Yeah, I was on a 4+1. So it was kind of an opportunity that, the door opened, and how can I say no to that? Um, and my dad has a CPA. He had a great career with that, and I see value to it and the way that our world is intrinsically revolved around it. So why not learn more about it? And especially, at the end of the day, like, it sounds silly, but every God square costs something, right? Like everything in our hospital, like labor, staff, equipment, supplies, your time, surgery, like the hospital itself intrinsically is a business, and the people you're running it with are your team. And the better you can get at leadership and management and HR, just on principles of vet, is going to be beneficial. And then the more that you can understand profits and loss, and even just pick up a balance sheet and see financially, like, what's trending in your hospital, what's growing, what's not. It's all good things to have. And if anything, it would just increase your marketability as a person coming in as a new associate. So yeah, I had fun in business school, and I think a lot of it's because business school, like, a the grad program I was in was intended for people that didn't have a business background. So we were all starting from square one. A lot of engineers in there, a couple of us that were BIMs, a few like nutrition majors and stuff. And we all learned together. And then, two, intrinsically, you have class and you're a full-time student, but a lot of those business curriculum classes, like HR doesn't have a lab. Business comm doesn't have a lab. So like you'd be enrolled full time, but it felt like you were only part time because you would just pack up your stuff and go. Like there wasn't a lab in the afternoon, there was no recitation. Like the amount of free time was great. So it was just fun getting to hang out with friends and kind of have it wasn't a gap year because we were definitely still in school and doing capstones and all these things. But just having a break from the science and the labs and that world, and just learning something different, change of pace. I think it was very valuable. And um, at that point in time, I had time to work in oncology too, and that was very fun. So yeah, it was a good year.
Hmm. Definitely seems like something that translates across all
It
medicines.
definitely does. Yeah.
Because you mentioned everything costing something,
Yeah.
and nowadays, especially in vet med, the insurance is slowly creeping in,
Yeah.
for better or for worse. I don't know where that's gonna go,
Yeah.
but I know at least I can only really talk about my perspective with business. I don't know too terribly much, and I know a couple people in our class who have that business background, but I would say the majority of us don't
Yeah.
really focus on business at all. Um, do you see yourself kind of building your own practice afterwards?
That's the question that I keep trying to answer, I think, because, I'm fortunate that we have the VBMA, and I'm fortunate that we have speakers come in, and, people that are willing to share their advice on starting a hospital and things that have gone well, things that haven't, what to look for, and, you know, all the education that comes from that. But the more I think about it, A, I need to be a good vet before I'm a good practice owner. And I think that's something that's been drilled in my head over the last couple of years. And that I do believe that. So like right out of school, finding a place that A, I like the culture, B, I like the team, and C, I feel like I'm gonna learn. That's kind of priority number one. And then priority number two would be figuring that out. I don't know in terms of like starting my own hospital versus buying in somewhere. I think I see myself more as a buying in kind of person.
Well,
Like it
it's hard to find or go out and build your own nowadays. I feel like there's so many
Yeah.
practices everywhere. Even here,
Yeah.
like we have the school's hospital, and then we have I want to say like a dozen just
A lot.
clinics
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
And like someone had to start first and someone had to start last outside of the
It's
university.
true, and it's also so much work at the beginning. Like, you were pouring in your time. It's like a second child. Like, you were pouring all your effort into that business, and you're taking a pay cut and making sure your employees are okay, and you're marketing the hospital. You're going out in the community, you're going on the news, you're doing everything you can to put the word out. It's like that amount of effort is great and admirable, and I applaud it, and I might see myself doing that, but I think I don't know, at that point in time, what if I want kids and a family and free time and traveling and, being able to buy in and still having a say in the hospital and maybe even eventually taking it over might be more favorable.
Yeah. I mean, it's risky just putting it all on the line to start something that
Yeah.
might fail. I don't know how many businesses fail as opposed to succeed, especially like what.
Yeah. Our industry, I would say, is pretty favorable. I don't want to say recession proof, that might be too strong of a language, but people respect their vets and like vets and banks see us as a profitable investment, which is always good. So in terms of like getting a loan, it's typically okay for a vet to get a loan versus maybe a little harder in other fields, like a restaurant or something where, there's always turnover and always competition popping up.
I've heard the restaurant industry's like it's
Yeah.
it's crazy how things flip on a
Yeah.
dime real fast. I worked at a restaurant for like 2 weeks in high school, not my world. But I got a good friend who worked there for like 3 years. And yeah, managers came and went, cook staff came and
Yeah.
went. Eventually, I think the owner sold it to somebody else. Maybe nowadays, I don't know if it still exists.
Yeah.
And high school was not that long ago. If a clinic was like that, or the owner was just like changing constantly. There was a whole set
Yep.
of veterinarians going through.
Would be fun.
I would have so many questions.
Yeah.
Um, but no, you seem like you have a lot of interest in multiple things.
Yeah.
Is anything like, I don't know, one of the things I ask people on the podcast is where they're trying to go next. Is anything like calling out the most to you?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I don't think I'd be willing to give something up. And I think the more mentors that I've been talking to in vet school and the more clinicians that I've just quite literally gone to their office and sat down and talked with for an hour in between breaks, all of them seem to have given up something or seem to have known that they were going to give something up. Like, um, out of all the specialties, I think internal med is the one that I like the most. And I think part of that's just because of how much I like physiology and endocrine and liver and renal, like it's all in there. Like you're encompassing so much. And talking to some of the internists, it's like, I don't want to give up surgery. Like I want to do surgery. I don't want to refer everything to a surgeon. And on the flip side, like my roommate is moving to Georgia in a week for her rotating internship, which is great. She's going to be a surgeon one day, and that's all she wants. Like
That's
I
really
talked to her
exciting.
and it's I want all my patients to be surgery patients. It's great that all my patients are mostly sedated when I see them. Like, it's cool that I'm just going to be doing processes and procedures all day and um on the flip side, I think I would want more. Like I would want to do more and see more and kind of use all of the skills that we've been taught. Um so yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but at the same time like I don't know, I don't really wanna work ER, ICU, and late nights, I feel like I'm not built for that, so, yeah, I think just getting good at things that I like, really, and then using them in private practice is gonna be the way to go, so, I don't know, I feel like there's gonna be some ultrasound CEs in my future and true
Hmm.
cut biopsy CEs and FNA CEs and bone biopsy I'm sure it's gonna be stuff like that
All
for
the
me, all the
CEs.
CEs, yeah, and just getting better at things like that so I can be a better GP, I think is where my life's gonna head, but yeah, it's always interesting. I think I've already bothered Dr. Patterson, Dr. Cook's my mentor. Think I'll probably bother Dr. Creevy next, but slowly going down the list.
I'm sure Creevy would have great
I
advice.
think so. Yeah,
Add that person to the list of people I want onto the podcast.
right?
Um, no, congrats to your friend getting into
Yeah,
Georgia. That's
yeah,
exciting.
I'm excited for her.
I know somebody way back when I was an undergrad who worked with me at the hospital, and she did her internship, is now doing cardiology residency at Georgia.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Georgia wasn't on my radar applying to vet school, and now I'm like, oh, that'll be interesting.
yeah.
Looking into that for
It's
internship.
a pretty hospital. It is.
The the question of like, it sounds like you're kind of debating wanting to specialize as opposed to do GP.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you do you see anything? You can be honest.
Yeah,
Uh, do you see anything less about general practice as compared to specializing?
no, I don't, and I think that's something that more of our students need to see. Like, I was so fortunate in Austin to work for clinicians that would do ventral slot surgeries and had a CT machine and would not say no to things and do the best they could with, their clients knowing, like, they would be very honest, like, "I'm not a cardiologist, but I can do your echo if you don't, have the funds to go to one," and stuff like that, and do the best I can, and, I saw them do a lot of really cool things and open the book when they had to and work together when they had to, but, the amount of ortho surgeries and neurosurgeries and echoes and CTs we were doing and the amount of cool cases we were cracking just at a GP, like, we weren't, you know it was awesome. So it's like, how can you take that away when you see it done well, it's hard to subtract any value from it. Um, so yeah, and then back to like being in the community, like these people come back time and time again. It's like you had the capabilities, you had the lab, you had the equipment, like you fixed my dog. Like they are your person forever after that. Um, or you are their person forever after that. So yeah, I really like GP when it's run with like heart and soul and I would say some kind of confidence and determination, like, not being cocky, and again, like, being humble enough to say, "I'm not a specialist, I'm not a specialist, I'll let me know, like, I'll send you the referral, whatever you want." Like, it's really the client's choice, but, you know, learning more and doing more, it's pretty cool. And specialty, I just don't know that I wanna do more school, and that sounds so silly, but, like, I think in a couple years, I'm gonna be ready to just get into a place and meet people and see what I can do and go from there, but, that's another thing, like, talking to some of our clinicians that like, even eating dinner with Doctor Johnson last night, like, he went to private practice and the Army before he specialized.
He went
So,
to the
like
army.
yeah, so I'm like, even the people that are teaching us that are, like, the best of the best, not all of them, like, knew exactly what they were gonna do straight out, right? And I think my mentor even opened to practice before she went back, and now she's, like, double, triple boarded. So, like, yeah, the world is kind of our oyster on that, and I also think, like, the ABVP has helped with GP, like, people getting boarded in canine and feline medicine and people getting boarded in avian or cattle or, species specific that are out there working with communities and, like, really doing the best that they can. Um, I think that's helped some too, like, elevating the status, I guess, of a GP if you're boarded in a species like that. Um, and I think also that those people are good to seek out. I mean, like, this summer, I'm going up to Montana just to hang out with one of those doctors that just got boarded or she's been boarded for a while, but she just redid an entire general practice hospital and sent me the walkthrough, and I mean, that thing is wicked. I mean, there's, like, separate rooms for everything, there's, like, a treatment prep area, the sliding doors like our hospital, she has her own OR, dental's literally across the building, so nothing can aerosolize anywhere near our patients, and, like, separate dog and cat wards, all these giant treatment rooms, a huge X-ray facility. I'm like, that's GP done right. Like when you have the time to like really set up the facility, as clean and as perfect as possible. And, she cares that much about all the pets up there in Montana. So I'm excited to go work up there, like truly. But again, it's one of those things where I would say it's not like when people say like just a GP, like it's not like you see how much effort's being put in and how many procedures they're doing. And I don't know, it's cool. It's cool being somebody that like anybody can just take your pet to you and you know they're going to do the best they can. And like still be humble enough to say, maybe not me, but if you want to, I'll try. Like that, it's pretty cool. I don't know.
I definitely think that there are people out there that appreciate the GPs doing their best as opposed to taking it to somebody who's specialized in that one specific
Yeah.
part of the field. And a lot of that has is due to financial
Finances. Yeah.
restraints. Which I don't know if insurance in the future is going to like either change that opinion or
Yeah.
availability or anything like that. But no, I think it's beneficial for people to go into general practice and really do their very best in that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's I don't know, on its face it seems like this person's specializing, like they're somehow
Yeah.
above the rest in the field, which I don't think is true. Um
Just niche.
yeah. Yeah, I think like one of the reasons I want to specialize because I know that I think that GP is going to be harder in some aspects, and
Yeah.
I know my strengths, and I think it lies closer to specializing than general practice. So
Which honestly, that's what my mentor said. Like, we sat down the very first day and she's like, "You're gonna be an internist." And I was like, "Whoa." And she was like, "Well, they gave you to me." And I was like, "They did because I like internal med. But I don't know if I'm gonna be an internist." And I was telling her kind of similar thoughts about GP. And, she told me she thought it was harder to be on paper a good GP than a good specialist because the amount of literature you have to keep up with and the amount of AHA guidelines and the amount of like just republications that you need to read to stay on top of current things is so much like, just expansive in GP because 'cause you're looking at everything versus specialty, you're only looking, at your journals and at your related topics, and
I also think that you're more likely to be on that business side of the world
Yes.
as opposed to with the specialties.
Yes.
Because it's either you're at a specialty clinic
Yeah.
as someone who is boarded, or you're in the university, and
Yeah.
the university finances just seems like a whole
Yeah. And
storm.
even if you're working your way up, right? Like it's all this is very general speaking because again, I'm not in that role, but it seems more like HR and like communication and conflict management than it does business necessarily. I mean, I'm sure it's still tied in, like departments have revenue and I'm sure they're still like tracked and stuff, but I feel like a lot of that turns into to managing people, which any business is, right? Like at the end of the day, like a business was originated around like a family and a unit of people in a community, but yeah, I think the roles would be different leading a institution hospital versus a private one for sure.
So we are now done with second year. We're
Yeah,
now 50% of the way through.
we are.
It, yeah, I'm exhausted. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah.
You just drove from Houston after doing what, Pilates
I
this
did.
morning.
Yeah. It was fun. A little side quest.
A good way to relax after.
Good fan of side quests.
Sounds like you do a lot of side quests.
I do. I recommend them.
Um,
You know,
how
I went to a wedding before finals. That wasn't new for me.
I actually know a number of people who went to weddings the
Yeah,
weekend before finals.
I think you should.
Animals, crazy.
I think you should. The school's still gonna be there. Your friends only get married once.
That's true. That is true. Um, I guess if my friend was getting married that weekend, I wouldn't say no. I would be studying on the drive there
Quizlet
and
in the
back.
reception hall is crazy. Don't do that.
I wouldn't do that. They're standing, walking down the aisle, I have my phone in my hand. Just, oh, let me go back to that one. Um, how are you feeling about being 50% of the way done?
Yeah, I was talking with Dr. Barnhart about that this morning. It's crazy. It's crazy because we're 50% of the way done, but we're mostly through didactics, right? So like on paper we're half a doctor, but like in classroom hours we're more than that. So I'm excited for next year. I'm excited for medicine. I'm excited for the integration. I'm excited for treatments. I'm excited for surgery, like truly. Um Honestly, just all the stuff that I feel like we've been prepping for. And some of my friends from undergrad and church and other fields were asking if like every year gets harder. And I was trying to tell them that I didn't think on paper it was more challenging. I just thought the stakes were higher. Like now, you go from mislabeling a part of a bone to like missing a treatment. One to me seems a little more significant than the other. So it's going to be fun, I think, just putting everything that we've learned together and honestly just really turning into a mini doctor. It'll be exciting.
Are you more excited about staying in classes or getting to fourth year?
That's a good question. I think I'm excited for the integration of the material. And I know you have to be in class to do that, right? Like we have to go through third year. So like I'm excited for our medicine classes and I know like SOCA and stuff people say it's hard, but like I'm excited for that. I think I was talking to some of my friends the other day. I think it's better to get grilled third year and be wrong than go to clinics and miss something on a case. So like if it means going through SOCA and it being hard, then so be it. I'd rather that be hard than like really screw up for a family one day. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for clinics. I am. I'm excited for the schedule that comes with clinics, like having more of like working hours and then hopefully studying for the NABLE while I'm at school. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's an exciting couple years ahead of us, and I was telling somebody like 10 months, then we get our white coat. Like it's already May. That's gonna be unreal. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. Yeah, you're gonna be smoking a lot of barbecue come August.
Yeah, I am, or the team is.
You're a member of the pit team,
I am. I'm like a hydration coordinator.
a hydration coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun class things coming up. It'll be fun having Vero back. It'll be fun having cookouts, maybe a tailgate. There's just joy in the future. It's hard to overshadow that.
Sounds like you know a lot about what's going on with the class, Madam President.
Sometimes.
You do a lot with the class. Why did you become class president?
Because my roommate who I hadn't met, I moved back into my house and she moved into that empty room. Um, she was like, I just finished summer anatomy. Do you want to come meet some of my friends? They're all going out. And I was like, sure. So we got in the car. There were like three of us in the house. And I get there and I'm just yapping with people like, hi, my name's Emily. I wasn't in summer anatomy. Nice to meet you. We're in the same class. And somebody threw my name in the pot for class president because they thought I had cool vibes that day. And then when I told like Caroline and Jess and everybody I was sitting with in lecture that I got nominated for that. They were like, "Well, you're running because we'll vote for you because we don't know anybody else." And then my anatomy group said the same thing. So it was kind of like a not a peer pressure situation, but like all my friends being like, "You should do it." And then here I am.
I'm shocked you didn't nominate yourself.
I didn't.
You
Yeah.
you seem like the type to be like, yeah, I want to be the class president
Yeah,
because
I actually thought at orientation that that sounded like a heck of a lot of work, and God bless that person. So here I am now as that person.
is it a lot
But
of work?
sometimes I think it depends on your people management skills and your leadership style for sure. How much work you want. I mean, you're on our officer team. Hopefully you enjoy parts of it, but I try to make it not unbearable. Like I don't think there's a need for every single thing to be strictly parliamentary procedure and like it should be something fun. Like we're all having fun as a class. We're all growing as people and we're all only here for 3 years if you really put it on paper. So like I don't know why not make it like the most fun we can. I mean, buying a class smoker, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that. So just having fun with it and not taking it too serious, but still doing it well. Um yeah, we were at our last class president's meeting and the first years were asking how much money we had in our account at this point their year. And when I gave them the number, their mouth dropped open. And the third year class president was like, "Don't worry, Emily's class just really they're good at fundraising or something. Like, that's not normal." And I was kind of like, "My team's good." Like, what can I say? And same like the fourth year class president was trying to warn me, like, "Next year you have furball and that's the most stressful time of your life." And I was like, "You haven't met my event planners. Like, I'm not even worried about it. Like, I'm sure they already have a venue picked out. Um,
Yeah, we figured we'll be fine.
you'll be fine. You'll be so fine." And then Vero's coming up too, so like it'll be more people and yeah, it'll be fun. No, class president's been fun. I can't imagine not being class president now that I've been class president. Like, I feel like it's been a very special thing, and I've gotten to meet everybody in our class, which is something that for sure wouldn't have happened if I wasn't. Like, people actually know who I am and, have to maybe read my emails and messages and stuff, but yeah.
Lots of messages. Sometimes you'll send out messages in class,
I do
and I'm
that
like,
quite frequently.
what are you doing?
I'm not saying I triple task, but I definitely at least double task.
That's while I understand it. Like some people will text me in class, and I'll be like, okay, this is important. Like I need to I'll text back or message back. But one of my it's just a me thing and I need to get over it. But one of my pet peeves is like people will be messaging in class and I'll be like, we're like we should be paying attention here. Like we're all supposed to be doing the same
Me
thing.
who definitely messages you during
Yeah.
class.
Sometimes you'll be like something off topic, just random text
Yeah.
me and I'm like, I'm not responding right now. Um but you really do juggle a lot of things just in vet school in general. Um, and it seems like you just kind of fell into most of them.
Yeah.
Um, being the president, someone nominated you. You're the VBMA class president or VBMA club
Club
president.
president, yeah.
Did someone nominate you for that
No, that
too?
one I ran for. That was the one club coming in that I was like, I'm gonna be a part of that because I want to see more of like the business integration side. I got like the foundational education on like finance and accounting and how to read statements and stuff in business school and leadership and HR. Like some of that, once you learn it, it just makes sense. Like treat people right, right? But like understanding specifically for a hospital, like what percentage of your revenue should be labor, what percentage needs to go towards like expenses, and what percentage should be like your salary versus how people set up production and what to look for and stuff. Like all of that is little pieces of wisdom that I've gathered over the 2 years I've been a VBMA from different topics. And I wanted to be more involved with that. I wanted to keep going to national meeting and meet all the other chapters. This year I got to go to VMX because of it, so that was awesome. And Evelyn's our national VBMA president and our chapter vice president. So like me and her get to hang out a lot with that, and Evelyn's great. So like how can I not? It's kind of like the best thing ever. And then just getting to meet all those companies and partnerships. Like I'm not saying I would necessarily like work for all of them. Like I'm emailing a bunch of them, but it is nice just knowing all of them. Like being like, hey, do you want to come talk? I know you're good at this, or hey, I know you have this presentation on this, or people reaching out. Like our last meeting was two people that used to be the president and vice president of what used to be before the VBMA, the VBA, and they had started it and they just reached out, cold emailed me and been like, "Can we just come talk and see what VBMA is now?" So like it's cool meeting all these different people and companies and corporates and partnerships and all these people around the country that are pouring into VBMA. Um it's, it's a cool thing. And then you meet all these people from different schools too and it's fun seeing them.
Bunch of networking.
Yeah, bunch of networking. You're not a business student if you're not networking. There's days I'm on LinkedIn in class too. Like that,
Really?
yeah.
Big proponent of LinkedIn.
I am, and I'm not. Like, we used it a lot in business school and, I used it a little bit beforehand, but it's fun seeing where some of my friends that are in that corporate world are. Um, and I say corporate world in the terms of like CPA, Big Four, accounting, finance, something like that. So it's fun seeing they're very serious, like, I am promoted at EY to da 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 da. And I'm like, ha ha ha, finished my 46 test at vet school and hiked in arches this winter. Post like, it's like night and day, or like LOL, bought our class of smoker. Not really, but it's yeah, it's a good time. Um Last week I was having all these Tarleton kids. Tarleton must have assigned like some kind of pre-vet homework, but I had multiple kids from I say kids, but they're like undergrads from Tarleton reach out and ask if they could interview me for like a media communications assignment.
Oh,
And some of them also reached out to my roommate. So it was fun. We were like getting questions from them. She had a Zoom call with hers. I asked if they could just send them my way. And I was like typing out answers in class. And it was sweet. It was like a full circle reflection moment because it was like, why do you want to be a vet? Like, what are the coolest parts of your profession? What's the hardest part of your day to day? What does your day to day even look like? Like, what advice do you give people that want to go to vet school? Like, is there like a takeaway and all this? And it just really made me think about like how far we've come in 2 years. Like, now we're in the position where people can ask us that. Doesn't seem like that much time's gone by, but
mm-mm.
or that I would be like a valuable, reference of thought to bounce off of. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to just have random people be like, hey,
Makes you think about all the people that we look up to still.
they're just normal.
Well, I heard this I heard this thing about parenting, which is like you kids look up to their parents and
Yeah.
then that's just a cycle like that. And in reality it's just kids having kids. And
Yeah.
so you can kind of map that onto the professional world where it's just students having students.
No,
And
it is.
yeah, does it make you nervous going forward? You're like, oh, I'm gonna be in charge
I
one
joke
day.
with people. I can't wait to have a high schooler that's stuck with me. Like, I think it'll be so fun. As long as there's somebody that's like into it and not just like sitting there on their phone or something. Like, no, I've always liked kids and I've always liked questions, and I don't know, I'm a yapper if you can't tell. So like I feel like having somebody that actually cares would be fun. And I think that's true with most of the vets I've externed with. Like the second, I mean, even take the ones I'm going to in like Montana, Wyoming, like some of the cold emails of like, hey, I'm a student, like blah blah blah. There's not a vet school near you. Can I come extra? They're like, oh my god, a student. They're like, come, like please, like we can't wait to see you. Housing's taken care of. I'm like, this is crazy. Like all I had to do was ask, and they're so ready to teach. And I think that'll be kind of maybe the mentality I have, I hope, of like what a blessing is it to just really like talk to somebody and teach them what I know and like have somebody interested. I don't know, like all your friends outside of vet school and like family and everything, they don't really understand what we're doing. Like they don't. Like they try. But to have somebody that does and is in your world and like wants to learn from you specifically, like that's pretty cool.
Well, it's hard for people outside of the field to really know what's going on because not only is medicine really hard in any facet,
Yeah.
whether that's human or veterinary, a lot of people don't really know how to interact with animals
Yeah.
just in general. Like a lot of people have dogs and cats,
And that's it. Yeah.
and like I had dogs and cats growing up, and then we'll be talking about something in class about behavior and how they act and
Yeah.
what they think and what they're doing, and I'm like, oh, I didn't had no idea. It was like I can remember times of being like, oh yeah, this like for example, I think my natural reaction with a cat was like pet their belly, and then we learned in class it's like
They
actually they
don't like
really
that.
don't
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, oh, that's why sometimes they get aggressive, even the nicest cat sometimes. But the I remember uh even the who was it? Dr. Bonnie Beaver
Yeah.
talking about the different posturing. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that that not a lot of people recognize
Yeah.
because it's not inherent.
Yeah.
So no, I think that I don't know, especially with the internet and there's a lot of veterinarians, especially ER veterinarians that are getting popular on the internet
Yeah.
and sharing that side or at least what we all do. And even this is like it'll share a little bit, at least from the student slash professor world of it. It's not like we're showing anything
Yeah.
visually, but no, now that we're still ongoing with classes. What do you think has gotten you through like tough times? Because you said that you got into it because
Yeah.
you really liked animals and some things you were nominated for. You're doing a lot of
Yeah.
things. I imagine that there are some tough times. Everyone has a tough day or two.
Yeah.
Has your perspective on why you're doing things changed?
Yes and no. A couple things come to mind. I have a card, like, on my desk, and it's from the hospital that I, like, worked at all of high school and undergrad back home, and it was um, the outside of it is, like, "You kick-ass human," which I thought was funny. My manager's great. You open it, and every tech and assistant and front desk person, like, didn't just sign it. Like, they wrote, like, why they thought I was gonna be a good vet inside. And, like, anytime I'm like, "Oh my god, this sucks," I'm like, "Okay," but, like, people outside of, like, your inner circle, right? Like, your best friends and your parents, like, people that know me for work and know me for me, like, believe in me kind of thing. So, like, why am I freaking out right now? Um, so that's always really sweet to read whenever I'm like, "This sucks." I'm like, "No, like, one day this will be worth it. I'll be a good vet. It's gonna be great." And then I'd say church helps a lot, like, knowing that I don't put my identity in grades or in the thoughts of other people, and, um just knowing my value in life is something bigger than school. I think that perspective also helps of like, it's just a test or it's just a class. Like, I will get through it. And also, like, if God put that desire in my heart, like when it gets hard, he's not going to just drop me there and be like, figure it out. Like, I believe that God is helping all of us on our path in that. And that's very helpful. And, vet school is like middle school, it's like high school. Like, there's cliques, there's drama, and like that's just the way it is. And knowing that my value doesn't come in what other people think of me also, and which I think is also something needed to be class president. Like, you make decisions, you send emails, you do all these things, and you don't pull all 180 people, but sticking with what you think is right at the end of the day, like that's the best you can do. Um, yeah, and then me and my friends plan all of our, or me and some friends, I should say, plan our like break of school trips. So like all of the hiking, all of the national parks, all of stuff like that. Like that gives us something to look forward to. And it's kind of like a countdown. Like we had like X amount of days till we're in like Arches and Canyonlands, like X amount of days until we're hiking Guadalupe Peak. Spring break, it was X amount of days until we're in Big Bend. Now it's X amount of days till we're in Yosemite, and it's crazy. Like we all keep joking that it's going to be a stair stepper summer, because Yosemite has a way higher altitude, and we got lucky, we got half dome permits, but we all got to get in shape to do that. It's like 15 miles of like straight up, so it's fun. It's like something that we're all looking forward to together. I think touching grass after finals is good, and it sounds silly, but, like, you're inside and you're looking at a screen and you're studying and you're stressed, and then you can just go outside and be like, "The world is nice, like, the world is so much bigger than me," and especially, like, if you're on top of a mountain, most breaks we end up on top of some mountain. If you're on top of a mountain and just looking for miles, the world is so much bigger than you. Like, it is so much bigger than you, and especially when we're hiking and vet stuff, like, multiple trips, we've had people stop us and be like, "Oh, we love Aggie vets," or, "Oh, we're vets from another state," or like, "Oh my god, that's so cool, y'all are in vet school," and it's just fun to meet people that are complete strangers but still somewhat, care about you and want to see what your life's like. So, yeah, I don't know. I think having something to look forward to with friends also really, really helps. And just having people that you just like being in the middle of nowhere with, like no cell service, no alcohol, nothing. You're just dying on the side of a mountain a little bit, making it to the top together, and it's a good time.
There's something about hiking that,
Yeah.
while it can suck sometimes, it's also a lot of fun. I've done my fair share of hiking.
Yeah.
Um, the No, touching grass. I went for a walk today after a long week of finals, and the
Yeah.
sky was just gray.
Blue. Oh.
Well, today it's blue, but during finals, it was. It's okay. It's been a long week.
That is true. It was raining all week.
Yeah, it was. I
The environment reflected our emotions of finals. But right now it's blue outside your window, like jet blue.
Yes, yes. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it stays like this all summer. It's gonna
Yeah.
get a little hotter, but no, the weather is crappy, and I was like, I want to walk outside and like get away from my computer, but I
Yeah.
can't because it's just raining, and it
Yeah.
was a little cold last night. It was kind of wild,
Yeah.
but no, the something you said that was interesting is not putting values in grades.
Yeah.
I feel like I've slowly like teetered the edge of that, especially this past year, because going into vet school, I was like, okay, the competition's over. We're not competing anymore against each other. We're just doing what we're doing, and we're trying to be the best that we can
Yep.
for our patients and the clients. and I had that mindset solid all the way through first year. And then this past semester, I have thought a lot about, especially going into third year and eventually fourth year, applications to rotating internship and then residency eventually. Class rank comes into the
Mhm.
question, and not only grades, but like how you're doing against
Yeah, other
or
people.
compared to people in your class. And I'm like, sounds a lot like a competition to me. And I don't want to be competing against my classmates, like
Yeah.
my friends. And I don't want to be thinking, am I doing better than they are? Or are they doing better than me? It's like, it's not a fun thought process
Yeah.
to consider. And so um, no, something I do or me and my friends do before every exam, and you've joined in a few times, but we always pray. And I guess I have a line now. It said our grades don't define us. I missed or I didn't say it one time because I thought I like what it was overused, and I didn't say it, and they were like, "Wait, are our grades defining us now?" And I was like, "All right, let's go back and
You're
we'll."
right, guys.
Yeah, but no, I think something that I try and keep in mind is
Yeah.
just that, like, grades are grades.
It
While they
is.
matter for, like, um, applications down the road,
Yeah.
in the, like, much longer term, they are just a number, and they'll eventually fade, and they don't really mean much.
No.
Um, and I guess something to put that in perspective, I know a number of my friends throughout the years of vet school, they've been like, oh, we can find this person's GPA, and that are like professors. I'm like, I don't know how you found those things, but um, they're like, they did this well in vet school. And it's like, I need to do this well in vet school. And I'm like,
Yeah.
one, it's almost like you're not comparing apples to apples.
No.
Um, School has evolved over the
Very
years,
different.
and
Yeah.
I mean, for better or for worse, like nowadays we got AI, we got computers, like we get all the slides.
We know all the white blood cells.
Yep, yep. There's like how many more
Yeah.
anti-parasitic drugs?
Yeah. It's not the
And
same. Yeah.
yeah. So I I don't know. And in what 20, 30 years, the students then are going to be like they're going to know way more than we do now because there's way more to know.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's something that has kept my mind away from the I don't know everything and therefore I am less so, which
Yeah.
I feel like everybody goes through that little phase. Um, but moving forward into third year, um, what are you trying to keep in mind? What are you trying to do? I guess different, better.
Yeah. Trying to take advantage of it being our last year, I think. Like from a class standpoint and our officer team, like just having fun with it, like truly. I know Vera wants a bouncy house. People were telling me we should rent a water slide the other day. Um, yeah, just trying to have fun and take advantage of the time we have. Both years of vet school, I went to football games. Like I was at the A&M TU game the day before the small animal anatomy final, and I don't regret going. So like that game's coming back in this year. Maybe going to an away game. I've never been to an away game like in all the years that I've been
Me
here.
neither.
So it would be fun. Go to LC or Alabama maybe. Hike still. I mean, we already have plans for that, but um just trying to enjoy the time we have because really fourth year we're all going to be split and you don't really realize it until you talk to people that have gone through it, but like you really don't see your friends as much. Like you're on your assigned rotation with the assigned people and you're exhausted when you come home some of those days. The last thing you're going to do is like hang out after that. You're going to go to bed. So yeah, just enjoying the time that we have. And like when we all got our stethoscopes from TVMA, a lot of them were like, welcome to the field, whatever. But they all had a little note inside. And I think it was either like the prescribed note or like a chosen note that they wrote, whoever bought your stethoscope. And this nice little old vet, I forget where in Texas, but I looked her up. Really sweet looking old lady. Wrote, welcome to the world's best profession. You're already a colleague. Just focus on learning. Don't care about your grades or don't worry about your grades. It's all going to be fine. Like heart, whoever. And I was like, that's so sweet. So I have that pinned up on my wall, and every now and then I look at that, and it's like, it's true. Like I'm here to learn, here to learn, here to learn. So like, do the best I can, learn the most I can, and have fun. Like have a life still for the next couple of years. Yeah. So we'll see what side quests I take. Like even finals last week. There was one day I just looked at Ashley in the house and I was like, "You want to go to Brenham?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I'll drive." Then we just got in the car and she gets car sick and she was still committed to studying. She was quizzing me the whole like 40-minute drive to Brenham. We park, we walk into a coffee shop we've never been to, just away from everything. And we're like looking at all the murals and we're like, this is so fun. We sit down, Jen's there, and me and Jen are similar in side questing abilities sometimes. And we're like, no way, we have the same side quest today. Sit down, we all study for a bit. We get tired of studying. I'm like, antique shops. And Ashley's like, you know it. We just get up. We start walking around, talking to the old people in town, buy $3 earrings, buy plates, get all these things, come home, keep studying on the way back, listen to a lecture on the way back. And it's like, why not? Like, we're studying doesn't suck, but like finals week does. It does like try to make it fun, I guess, is my point. Like, try to have fun with the suckiness while it's there. Like, you don't have to be miserable. You can still have fun with it. I don't know. Go to Brenham. Long story short.
How do you have the energy to do all these different things?
I don't know. I
Because
really don't.
you don't drink
I
coffee.
don't
You
drink
don't,
coffee. I don't like the taste of coffee. I think it tastes disgusting. Um,
but you have
yeah.
tea. Is that your only caffeine?
Sometimes, like, I'll get like a chai at a coffee shop or like a matcha, a London fog if I really need to like wake up. But even that's like not as much caffeine as a cup of
London
coffee. I
fog.
had boba for like the second time in my life with somebody during finals week, and I felt like my heart was gonna explode. And that probably has like the same amount as a cup of coffee. It's probably not nothing crazy. But yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't live without caffeine. I feel like everyone picks their addictions, and that's mine.
I don't know what
That's okay.
mine would be in that sense. Maybe just sugar in general. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't drink that much tea. I really don't. I do stay up way later than I need to, though. Honestly, my sleep schedule is wrecked. It needs to be fixed at some point. But
How many hours of sleep do you think you get a night?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't. Like, I'll probably go to bed anywhere between 11:30 and 1:30,
Okay.
and then I wake up as late as possible.
Yeah. You really toe the line. For those who don't know, Emily has now back-to-back years gotten the award of most likely to be late to class.
Look, once would have been enough. Twice is a lot.
I think it's a wake-up call.
I don't even try to be late though is the problem. Like time is just it's different in the cabeza up there. I don't know.
I mean, do you think people try and be late? They're like,
Well, I
today I'm
think
gonna be
people
5 minutes.
consciously know that they're like running late, right? And there's times that like I just look up and so much more time has gone by than in my brain I think has. Or the opposite will be the case. Like if I'm like outside, like if we're hiking or something and somebody's like, "What time is it?" I'll be like, "It's 3:20," and they check their phone, and it's like 3:25, and like the internal clock is there. It's just the external clock ain't there. Or maybe vice versa. I don't know.
Hmm.
I
I
really
don't.
don't.
I mean, I've heard that some people like their own subjective perception.
Of time.
Yeah, they're like, I feel like sometimes I look down and I look back up and 10 minutes have passed and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that. And I'm like, well, I guess sometimes I'll feel like that, but I'm always checking the clock.
Yeah, I wish. Or like I just forget about things. Like truly, like even driving here, I was like, I'm on empty. Like didn't know. And I literally just drove back from the woodlands. So like I just I I wouldn't even say that I'm forgetful. Ditzy sounds too like silly. I don't know what the word would be.
Scattered.
Unique.
I
But
mean,
my ducks are mostly in a row, so I don't
yeah,
know.
you're organized and you remember things.
I am a lot more than people think. And it was really funny because the last time I had an interview, somebody asked like what I do to stay organized, and I just took up like my laptop and flipped it to my wall calendar, and the lady interviewing me went, "Old school. Nice." I was like, "Thank you."
A wall, you mean like right out
Yeah, I have
on the
like a
wall?
whiteboard like that is a calendar, and every day I have like the important things on there.
I,
I'm very visual. So like if I see like how many days until a test or like how many days until something or
what about like an online calendar? Like I use
oh, I
Google
have my
Calendar.
Google Cal too for like where I need to be every hour.
Hmm.
But I don't have like what exam is what day or anything on that
Why? Why not?
because that's on my wall calendar.
Okay.
My wall calendar doesn't have every place I need to be. So like my Google calendar will be like class, 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 lunch, lunch, meeting, class, 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 Bible study, meeting, friend thing, whatever, workout. And then my wall calendar will be like job or
Hmm.
like test, OSCE, assignment, like that kind of stuff's up there.
Yeah, I think I tried writing down in a physical calendar in undergrad, and I gave it up in a week.
Yeah, I can't do that. But I like my wall calendar.
Hmm.
It's also fun. It's colorful.
We gotta somehow we've got to fix your tardiness issue. It's a this is an intervention actually.
You know, Dalen told me first year when we were partners in anatomy that he would stand up and yell and peach her if I was late again. And then I was a little better the week after that.
Well, it's funny when a professor is actively talking like, "Oh,
About
we'll
me.
send this out, like we'll get in contact with Emily, the president," and you'll be walking in the door.
And I missed the announcement that's geared towards me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's happened multiple
I
times.
know.
It's okay. I'm not immune to being late. I'm actually more late than I would like to admit, but
But you're not as late as me, so I never noticed.
mm,
So,
yay. Um, so talked about why you wanted to do this,
yeah.
how it's going now,
Yep.
a little bit about what you are looking towards in the future.
Yeah.
What do you do outside of the field?
Yeah, like outside of school. I played tennis in high school. Nobody knows how to play tennis.
What do you
Like
mean?
like it's just not like a pick upable.
This is gonna sound really like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like it can't be that hard.
We can go play tennis one day.
Okay,
Okay. So the new
prove that
thing
I'm wrong,
is
please.
the new thing is pickleball. So I've been playing pickleball with people because A, it's laterally transferable from tennis, but B, it's a lot easier for people to pick up. So pickleball's been fun. Obviously all the hiking and all the trips, those are always fun. And then also traveling with my family when I get the chance, like where I'm externing in Montana and Wyoming. Like my dad planned this whole trip and we're gonna go to like the Badlands and Wind Cave and Mount Rushmore and like everything up in South Dakota, which will be fun. So spending time with them and um I have a lot of houseplants, which is kind of silly, but like I have so many. Like I don't think I could count them.
Really?
Yeah, like my house, like it feels like you're in a lizard terrarium when you walk in the winter because all the outdoor plants have to come inside so that they don't die. And people usually like it, and I'm always like, I'm really sorry, there's green everywhere. Or like they sit down and a monstera leaf like hits them in the face, and I'm like, it'll go back outside when it's done freezing, you know. So taking care of them is fun. I would say they got neglected a little bit more this semester with all our group projects, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool just being surrounded by that. I have a decent sized fish tank.
You fish?
I do. All the plants in there are real too. Um,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Do you know? I mean, are you really into fish?
I wouldn't say I'm really into fish. Not like I can't like do all the fish things. Like I can't like if you gave me a bug, I could tell you all about the bug. I can't tell you all about my fish.
Okay.
But I have little catfish. I have a ton of shrimp. I have some snails that have been with me since my freshman year of undergrad. And then a dwarf gourami, I think is what it's called. Um, I don't remember if we decided his name is Honey or Spongy, but he looks like a dish sponge, like he's yellow.
Hmm.
When I got him, me and Ashley took him to Lowe's actually because I had to get something for my plants. So we stopped at PetSmart, got the fish, and then we were like, we can't leave the fish in the hot car, so the fish came to Lowe's.
He looks like he's a fish and he looks like a sponge,
Well,
and
he's
you didn't
yellow.
call him SpongeBob?
He's yellow.
Okay.
SpongeBob. That's true.
You call him Spongy instead.
Yeah,
It's close.
yeah. I had betas for a while. They just don't tend to live as long. Like they still live a while, but just not as long. Like my catfish have been alive for 8 years. They come home with me at breaks and then come back. So
You like travel with them?
yeah, only when I have to. Moving a fish tank is not for the weak.
I can
So
imagine.
like I take it home for summer and then I take it home for winter break and that's it.
Huh. What I've heard about fish tank is you mess something up and they don't do very well.
Yeah, you don't want to change all the water. Like you get like a pump vacuum and you suck everything from the gravel from the bottom up,
Hmm.
change the filter, dechlorinate the water, and pop it back in.
Yeah, I've gotten into plants this semester a little bit more. I've
You can come cut some of mine. Like I have so many. I tell people to stop buying plants and to just bring scissors to my house.
What do you
Sometimes
mean
people take me up on it.
like cut pieces off so I can
Mhm.
take it
And
and
then you just put
grow
it in
it?
water.
Yeah. I've walked through HEB's little outdoor area. It's super cool. It's actually really cool. They got some
Plants
cool
are
stuff.
fun. I think it's just fun being surrounded by things that are living. I don't know, you can tell I like the outside and plants and bugs. Like just life is good. Being surrounded by life is good. Also, the air quality in my house has to be like top tier.
Yeah.
Like, can't get any better.
Don't need
So,
an air filter when you got what,
like
50 plants?
probably more.
Really? How do you
Yeah.
fit? They can't be that big of
They're
plants
like
then.
on some of them are hanging from the ceiling. They're on like plant stands or like side tables and
Mm.
yeah.
If I was gonna get another plant, I have a pothos and I don't remember the other one. But
A
what should I
ZZ
get?
plant, I think, is what you have. I would
Yeah,
get a
yeah, yeah.
ficus.
A ficus.
A ficus.
I'm looking that up. Or for people listening,
There's smaller and larger varieties, but yeah, I would get a ficus.
ficus. I don't pH.
I think it's FIC.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, ficuses are good. I also like Swiss cheese monsteras look cool. They need a little bit more water.
That's a cheese.
Swiss cheese monstera.
Monstera. I thought you said
I think
monster.
it's a Swiss cheese
Munster.
monstera.
I was like, that's two types of cheese,
You can just
actually.
look up Swiss cheese plant. That's another one.
Huh.
That one I think grows on a vine.
Would you ever get into what's that like? Oh shoot, now I can't remember. It's an art with
Floriculture?
nope.
Mm.
I think it is based from Asian culture. I tried to say that.
Bonsai trees.
There we go.
I don't remember if I got one or if my roommate did. I think my roommate did, and she killed it. And I tried so
Mm,
hard to save it. So, like, if my roommates get plants and they look bad, they come to Emily's ICU, is what we call it. And there have been times where I completely rip that thing out of the dirt, like cut the roots off, scrub it in the sink, and stick it in water and bring it back from like ground zero. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
yeah,
But
you gotta like. I realized this semester I repotted my plants.
yeah, you got to repot them.
That was an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them I feel like I abused
Me
for
and
a long
my
time.
freshman year roommate had plants, and we both had a fish tank. And every time we had to either clean the fish tank or repot the plants, the dorm was a catastrophe. But honestly, I think that's why we were roommates. We had the same side quest, crazy energy vibes, and we both relate to everything together. Actually,
Is that
Meredith
where
is
it
great.
started?
No, it started before then. It started in elementary school. Be so for real. But Meredith's in med school now, and her little brother's actually student body president. And I don't think she'll mind me sharing this. But we both would sleep through our alarms, and we would sleep because of that, and we both liked sleep. We would sleep with pairs of socks, like rolled into balls, so that if somebody slept through their alarm on our lofted bed, we would just shoo, shoo, until the other person woke up.
That's crazy.
We were on the same page about it, like no beef. It was like get up already. Like I've heard, and I had like a song that would play for my alarm freshman year. It was like Street Corner Symphony by Rob Thomas. Great song, great song. But it starts with a guitar, so it like wakes you up out of bed until it doesn't. Until it wakes Meredith up every time. So there was one time where it was playing in like a grocery store and she called me and put me on speaker and she was like, "Your alarm song's playing in the Target and I'm triggered." Like
Oh yeah.
so
No, I used to in middle school. My alarm would be the radio.
yeah.
Sometimes it'd work great, like they'd be playing rock and
Yeah.
roll, whatever. But you're really rolling the dice on what they're playing. If
Yeah.
it's smooth jazz,
Now
uh,
I have to like shuffle Spotify because it got to the point where like if it was the same song, I'd be like dreaming with the song in the background like a commercial.
yeah.
I would just sleep through it. And every now and then Ashley will come bang on my door too as roommates and be like, "I've heard your song playing for 5 minutes now." Like
You should get a alarm that is across your room so you can
my
get out of
dad has
bed.
said that for maybe 10 years of my life.
It's really like I
That's
did.
like dad advice.
Well, I started doing that this past year.
Makes you get up.
Yeah. Also, get a
Yeah.
Hatch alarm clock.
I have thought about that. That would be peaceful.
They're a little more expensive than I would like them to be. So
Yeah.
maybe a knockoff brand.
A knockoff hat.
I mean, this is not sponsored by anyone. So, um, but no, I have a Hatch alarm clock, and it's
But if
great.
Hatch wanted to sponsor
Yeah,
Hatch alarms for everybody.
um, be funny if they sent me just a bunch of alarms. Like I don't know what to.
I
Or
like pink.
okay,
Anyway.
um, but no, the one thing that I did a lot in undergrad was look into sleep and how to
Looking
do
to
that better.
sleep.
Yeah, just like the
What'd you
science behind it.
learn?
A number of things, like a lot of things that most people know nowadays that don't look at your phone an
Yeah.
hour before going to
Which is
bed.
exactly what I do every day.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty bad at it too. Well, something about the Hatch alarm clock is you got to set it on your phone, like just like right before bed. All right, this time, blah 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 blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
about to close my eyes and I'm
You're
staring at my
staring your
phone.
hat. Yeah.
So also, if you are gonna have lights, like even lights in a room, um, it would be better if they were like red lights
Huh.
because it's the blue light glasses.
Yeah.
Wearing those before going to bed is beneficial. I think some of the things with blue light glasses like during the day um, is not as beneficial as most people think, but the keeping yourself on a constant sleep schedule,
Mhm.
wearing them before going to bed is actually, I think, proven to be good for you. Um, and yeah, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, which I'm the worst at.
Me too.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody's lifestyle fits into that very much.
A later in lifestyle for us, I think.
Yeah,
Especially with rotations and everything coming up.
yeah. No, especially last week, my sleep was horrible. I think I definitely got burnt out this past week with
That's
finals.
why you gotta go to Brenham.
I should have left the house.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
even this morning, I woke up and I'm like, I feel horrible. And I try to like do stuff around the house, clean up, and I was like, that's it. I'm going outside. And I went for a walk and I was like, I feel so much better. Like the sun's out. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I was not outside for hardly at all the past 6 days. But um,
But now you're gonna learn how to play piano.
oh yeah, that's the new. I have side quests sometimes, and that's my
Where
current
did that
one.
come from?
Uh, I mean, I played the trumpet since like middle school, so I know
Okay.
I music's
That's
cool.
treble clef?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So now you gotta learn bass clef.
yep. Which is, God, come on, like, why do we have to do that? Why we could have just had treble, but it's like an octave lower on the.
Yeah.
But no, they were like, how about we just
Change it completely.
3 notes down, just three,
That's funny.
and you do it with your left hand, which I don't know. The trumpet, you only use your right hand to
Oh, so you gotta get
do
used to
the.
both now.
Yeah, my left hand is a little slow. Doesn't know what it's doing. I'm like, come on, what are we doing? Um, but no, I decided that finals week was when I was going to both buy a keyboard and
And learn how to
learn.
play.
Yeah, I know how to play a song though.
Really?
Yeah,
Which one?
somewhere over the rainbow. Yeah, it's probably the most basic form of that song, but
I tried to learn how to play that on the ukulele. I don't think I could anymore if you ask. But if I looked up the chords, I might.
see, I tried to learn how to play the guitar before the piano.
Same, and I got a guitar years ago. It's behind my couch still.
It's so
It's hard.
difficult. I
I
don't.
can't do the bar chords. I gave up once I started learning bar chords. And I
The
played violin in like high school, so in middle school. So I figured like strings are strings, but
oh
the
yeah,
the guitar strings are so much thicker.
really.
Yeah, it takes a lot more grip strength, I guess.
What are you said violin?
Mhm.
What are those strings made of? Is it hair?
I wanna say silver. It's been a
Okay.
while.
So it's still like metal.
It's still metal. They're
Okay.
just really fine.
Okay.
Like a violin is like the highest instrument in that orchestra pit,
Mhm.
right? Like viola's reading alto, cello's reading bass usually. So like think bass, maybe a little bit of alto, and then bass is reading bass. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my side quest right now is piano. It's kind of cool. Um
Only kind of.
I don't know. I'm not the musical type or I like music.
Yeah.
And playing music is fun. I'm not the best at it.
No, it's fair.
The there are geniuses in everything. The music genius,
Yeah.
like
No, like my
that one
friends that have
perplexes
perfect
me.
pitch and stuff, it's like that's cheating.
I a lot of things make sense. Like the
Yeah.
people who are really good in medicine and math and
Yeah.
engineering, like all those things, like it makes sense. You're really good at this thing, and I'm not that good at this thing, but I can see how you are good
Yeah.
at this thing. Music, I both cannot do it, and I don't understand it.
Piano will help because it's like all the skills are literally in front of you. Like you're seeing them.
That is one thing. Starting off playing the trumpet, the first couple years is you learning how to play the note and build your range.
Yeah.
And so sitting down at a keyboard or a piano and being
And the
like, all
range
right,
is like
there it is that, and there is that. That was a year and a half.
F trumpet.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep. And also,
Yeah.
I'm sure that it like translates to piano to a degree, but like I can't pick up the trumpet now and play like I did way
Yeah,
back
me or
when.
violin, no.
And well, there's like a lot of physical things with your mouth that just atrophy. And no, like really like your embouchure, it
Embouchure.
yeah, it's how
Mhm.
your mouth is formed
Of course.
on the instrument.
I've
But
never played a non-stringed instrument. Piano's a stringed instrument.
yeah,
Yeah.
But no, I it would take another couple years to bring me back to what I was able to
Strength
do.
train for the trumpet.
Very much.
Yep.
There
Mhm.
are pieces of metal that you can do that with.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yeah. Um so you play the piano and the violin. What up? Have you played anything else?
Not really. I tried guitar. That was
And ukulele.
yeah. Ukulele is just kind of fun. Like I had a ukulele, I painted it. Can play like Riptide. It's just kind of there. But yeah, I played piano middle school, elementary school, high school. I didn't get to play much of it in college though, because we're running all over the place.
Yeah.
No grand piano, just like so not as good as I used to be, but definitely like if I had a house, I would put a piano in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um yeah, I would too. I have like a list of things that I want to build my house with.
plants,
Hmm.
piano.
A library. That'd be
Mm,
kind of cool.
mm, yeah,
That's something another thing this past semester I've been trying to do more is read.
something
Um,
that's not a textbook.
yeah, I'll be honest, I listen to books now instead of
Yeah,
actually physically reading them. I still buy the physical book
me
because it's
too.
cool.
But I have the Audible credit.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get through Dune, and I feel like this summer I'll get through Dune.
Okay, let me know what book are you on in
The
Dune?
first
The
one.
first one?
I'm
Okay.
like 200 pages in, maybe.
Okay. Because I heard that actually I'm not going to say anything cuz later. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay,
I've never read them. I also want to read them.
I've seen the movie, so I'm like, I need to read it.
Are the movies good? Cuz
Yeah,
I
I like
also
them.
haven't seen those.
I would
Okay.
say so.
Okay. Um, are you a big movie fan?
I mean, I'll watch movies, but I'm not like, you know, like there are people that is their thing. I wouldn't say that it's like my thing, but I like movies. Like
Yeah.
the new Devil Wears Prada movie came out. Need to go see that.
I also want to see that. The first
Yeah,
one's great.
I know.
I have no shame in admitting it. It's a fantastic movie.
It's great. I love it. I used to watch that all the time as a kid with my aunt. So like I want to see the second one and keep up with like the Avengers and stuff. Haven't seen Project Hail Mary yet. We've been busy. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I went to a movie theater. Do you go to the movie theaters ever?
Yeah, we went and saw something last semester. Oh, the new Avatar movie. The Fire and Ash one.
Oh, I can't
Yeah, I
believe
went
I
and
also
saw
haven't
that.
seen that.
Went and saw that. And then I don't know what I would have seen between that, but yeah, movies are good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of movies. Used to
Yeah,
watch a lot when I was a kid, but no, I don't go to the movie theaters hardly ever anymore.
I recommend it. Maybe just once a semester. I don't know. Same with like every finals week, I find myself aimlessly walking around Sam's or Costco and just seeing what they have in like every aisle. So once again, this finals week, I was at Sam's walking through every aisle. It was great.
Sam sometimes they put up new stuff.
Yeah.
They put up protein Cheerios.
Protein Cheerios.
Yeah, it's a little bit like what are we doing here? It's like 8 grams of protein per serving, which like I guess if you don't eat,
Normal Cheerios probably have what, like three?
yeah, and so it's not that much more, and you get more
No.
protein in the milk anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything nowadays has protein.
Yeah.
I have some beef with that. See, back in the day, like in high school,
In
I
high
would
school.
say that's almost 10 years away.
Crazy.
Um, but no, not
Thankfully, I don't have to plan that class reunion.
yeah. Wait, you weren't your high school class president?
No. Our student council, we had our student council and then we had class councils. The class council planned like prom and graduation and all of that stuff. Student council represented the entire school and it was run by this 80-year-old man who had a lot of philosophies in life. And if you ever took his classes, all they were him giving you philosophies. Like your grade would be to go out around town in Austin and do things that he thought were cool or go to plays
Hmm,
that were in town and stuff. Like he tried to get you to see that there's more to life, right?
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, he was awesome. So student council at my high school was like, I don't want to say the cool kids club, but like it was like the cool kids club. So there were two people that were the president over the whole school versus class councils would be like your class president and stuff. And then probably 20, 25 of us were vice presidents. And it was sick. Like we planned like the fun talent show and like the guy pageant show and girls painted banners and the guys had to mow the school grass every Thursday. Like it was very like We had it made. They'd be like, "Okay, girls, like this event's coming up," and we'd be like, "Okay," and go paint like banners and hang 'em around the school, and that was our job. And then the guys would be doing like physical labor, ripping dead rose bushes out and edging and mowing and weed whacking and stuff. And then we'd be like, "We're done," and they'd be dying, and like so are we. So yeah, I had the fun side.
Okay. Hmm.
Nothing like what I'm doing here in vet school. I'll say that.
I mean, it was high school. Very different vibes, I imagine. Was it a big high school?
Yeah, we were 6A,
How many people in your graduating class?
almost 770.
Okay. It's a
Yeah,
decent number.
yeah.
Yeah. No, when someone is like, yeah, I had 14. I was like, that's half of
I
a
can't imagine
classroom.
that. I can't imagine that. Or also, like, some people that like, my class is bigger than their whole school,
Hmm.
I'm like, the size of your town, like, I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
Well, because I went to a larger school too. You had to like pick the things you wanted to do
Yeah,
and be very,
intentional.
yep. And you would have to be very good at it to
Yeah,
get anywhere. So if you played
yeah,
basketball, you had to be really good at basketball
yeah.
and nothing else. So that my thing was I did the band thing. I still wasn't like the best at it, but I put a lot
Fair.
of I know, it's nerdy, whatever. I've gotten over it. I still get made fun of. Um
Okay, you
I
are
feel like it's
talking to
a
somebody that was in orchestra
yeah,
for a
band is
year until I had to
superior.
pick tennis, but
Yeah, you really did pick tennis and orchestra. That's a that's a combo.
yeah, it is. It really is.
Um it's funny. Vet school is a bunch of nerds.
It kind of is, and Cornell was joking the other day that, like, a lot of us have a musical background, like, we could start a vet school band.
I've been saying this all 2 years that we
You
could
could we
start a
could put
band.
one together and perform when Vero comes back.
I told the guys we should play do a mariachi band because they went ecstatic when
Oh
our
my
friend had a
gosh.
mariachi band at his wedding, and I was like, guys, we could do this exact thing. It would be so much fun, and it was Will who lived
Forget
it.
the bouncy house, we actually just get a mariachi band.
Barbecue and mariachi.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a fantastic idea. But no, it was Will who looked at me. He was like, "Dude, you're the only person who knows how to play an instrument in a mariachi band." I was like, "Yeah, well, start learning."
Yep.
No, I think that the musical background of everybody is. I
Yeah.
think it's actually important. I think it's good.
It is, and, like, my piano teacher used to say it helps with language, and it helps with math, and it helps with, like, critical thinking, like, you're thinking ahead, reading all the stanzas. You're interpreting a different language on paper. You're having to split rhythms and split times visually in your head, like, it all helps.
It makes your brain work. A lot of
It
things
does.
that are fun and interesting.
Make your brain work.
They well, yeah, but I was gonna go the route of like movies and shows don't really make your
Yeah,
brain
you're
work
just
very
kinda,
much.
like, zoned out for a couple hours
Hmm.
there.
I feel like I spent way too much of my when I was a kid looking at either my
Yeah.
phone in like videos and movies and shows. Nowadays, I hardly watch anything.
Same, when I'm in school, I don't watch a lot of TV. I probably need to delete social media, but yeah,
That is my only vice
Vice, yeah.
is social media. I'll get
Yeah.
on Instagram Reels and be like, "What? I deleted
I
TikTok for
deleted
this
TikTok and
exact
now
thing."
yes, yeah, I have the
Yeah.
same thing. I think a lot of us have that same thing. They know what they were doing with that, but
It well, I say the royal they have proven that it's shortening attention
it
spans
is.
for
It
better or for
is. I
worse.
think another study in the US came out last week with that too.
Well, I mean, reactions to things are getting shorter, which your reaction time to some things, if they're shorter, is better. So
Yeah.
if I mean, you could take this back to a medicine thing. If you're in surgery and something goes wrong and you react faster,
Yeah.
that would be best.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if that would translate at all to the reaction of watching a video, but the I think people have looked into how um, playing video games as a kid has can affect your reaction speed to things like surgery and your
Yeah,
finger
especially all the
dexterity.
laparoscopic stuff. Cause like, I never had, like, a PS5 or, like, an Xbox, I just had a Wii. So
Hmm.
I don't know how to do the whole, like this is gonna sound so silly, but, like, if I play with a friend that has something, I can't control the camera and move, you know? Like some of those live action
Really?
games, you have to move the camera
Like Call
and
of Duty, like
yourself.
you look around
I can
and
only do one at a time because I'm used to the Wii where the camera's fixed and you're the one moving. So
hmm.
I struggle so much with both of those things. So it'll be interesting to see how like endoscopes and laparoscopic stuff. Yeah.
That is one thing. We don't do hardly anything with laparoscopic.
No, it's up and coming.
That I want to get into that. That
That
would
would
be
be
pretty
cool.
cool. In undergrad, we talked a lot about AIing animals, and there's different processes for the different species. And for sheep and goat, um, you can do it laparoscopically.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, that's crazy. Like,
It is.
especially on farm animals,
It
you're
really is.
the thought process usually goes to more old school,
Yeah.
and sheep and goat world, it's pretty awesome that they get to do that cool machine stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, I haven't either, but gonna be an our generation thing, I think.
I think the video game thing never really leaves. It's like riding a bike. I played a fair amount of video games. Again, was never really that good, but um, Call of Duty, Halo, that kind of stuff. The Wii, you mentioned the Wii. Mario Kart,
Yeah.
it's my jam. Yeah, we will sometimes play with the guys, and they ban certain characters in Mario Kart that I can use. Apparently, because
That's so funny.
I don't get it. I still beat them with different characters. But anyways, the I
It's
don't.
the bikes more than the characters.
Oh yeah, always go with the
Don't tell
bike.
them that. Just keep flapping them.
Um, no, I don't. Again, I don't remember the last time I played a video game.
Yeah.
There's really no time downstairs. In my, right, this is my studio, but downstairs in my living room, I have that TV and an Xbox. Haven't turned that Xbox on or TV
Yeah, I
in
have
a
the Wii on our
long
TV and
time.
we've played Mario Kart once all year.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you did you ever play games growing up like that?
Honestly, just Mario Kart. And I would like log in to like the server before they got rid of it as time went on. And I would play against like random kids in other countries. And it was so
Mm.
fun. Like my dad would come home from work and I'd be like, I'm beating this kid from this country and that country. And he'd be like, good job. Like, um, but yeah, I don't know. I played some games, played piano when I was bored, rode my bike, went outside. Middle school, I started shooting basketball hoops in the driveway. A lot of tennis practice.
Are you
Yeah.
the type of person who never gets bored?
I don't know. That's a good question.
When's the last time you remember being bored?
People ask me that because I always go on road trips, right? Like, we're the only people in my family, like me and my parents, that live in Texas. Like, we have to go to Georgia and Tennessee for Christmas and like any holiday to see people. And every Christmas, we'll drive to Georgia and then Tennessee and then back. Like, we'll see our whole family on both sides. And it's like 48 hours in the car when you add it up. And people are always like, how are you not losing your mind? And I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of like sit there and dissociate. I don't know. Like, same thing. Like, when we drove back from Arches, it was like 16, 18 hours this last winter break. And same vibe. Like, it wasn't bad. I don't know. So it's, I don't know if I'm sure I get bored. Like, in lectures, I get bored. And it's kind of funny, like, I've been telling Ashley it's so bad, like, I'll sit down to study, and the second I replay a lecture, I'm automatically on my phone. It's like I've Pavloved myself that if a lecture is going on, a phone has to be in my hand, and it's bad. I don't know how that happened, but it has strongly happened. Like,
Mm.
it's there. Um, I don't even know if it's bored or if my attention span, like, sometimes if professors talk too slow, I'm kinda like, "And I'm gone." Like, I don't know. I feel like I always find stuff to do, like, I don't know. Like, I'll just look around and be like, time to reorganize the cabinet or time to like hang a plant from the ceiling,
Mhm.
time to clean my car. I don't know. It's a good question.
The classroom thing doesn't sound like boredom. It sounds more like distraction.
Yeah. Like, I just
And
don't want to pay attention. So I give myself a way to not.
I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be in lecture and I'm like, I guess actually no. It's has nothing to do with the professor. It's more of if I'm really tired and I know me sitting here listening to this, I'm not going to get anything out of it because I'm too tired, then I will actively make myself do something else and then I'll go back and rewatch the lecture later.
That's fair.
Um, because otherwise I will fall asleep in class, unfortunately.
That I haven't done yet.
I
That I haven't done
What
yet.
I've gathered is some people just don't have that
Public sleeping
issue.
gene.
Yeah. Well, like the issue of I'm tired. more tired than you should be in class, maybe because you didn't sleep well enough, you didn't have any caffeine and you
Pills.
normally have caffeine. Um, and maybe the professors like they talk a little bit slower and it's a little bit quieter. Maybe the room's a little colder than normally and you just that day you just fall asleep.
Curl up.
But some people just like, yeah, I've never fall asleep in class.
Yeah, I'll be exhausted, but I'll still be awake.
Interesting.
Yeah. Although I did tell Dr. Shoemake that last time we were at his house for CVF that I put him on 3 times speed. And it is true.
Yeah, that was wild. Actually, somebody mentioned this that they couldn't go above 2 times speed. Like the audio just cuts out.
Yeah.
Mine did that. I tried.
Nah, mine goes up to 3.
That's that's
I've trained
crazy.
my computer well.
I need to figure that out.
It's great.
Hmm. Well, kind of talked about a lot of things.
hmm
Um, what now that we are halfway through, what has been unexpected? L-
Unexpected.
Yeah, put you back in your shoes. Undergrad Emily,
That's a
you
good
did all these
question.
things. Maybe you're working in oncology. You are on your 5th year as a business grad student. Grad student, is that the right way
Yep.
to say that? What what's something that you thought back
Unexpected.
then either wasn't true or it is true and it's not as bad or it's better?
I guess how nonchalant might not be the right word. Casual definitely isn't the right word. I guess just how simply expected things are. Like when we come in to like our surgery lecture and it's just like, here's how to do a cystotomy. They leave and it's like, now I just know how to do a cystotomy. Like, it's just so like casual isn't the right
Normal.
normal, simple. Like I always thought it would be some kind of like super hyped up like lightning strike if you put the clamp in the wrong place. You know what I mean? And it's just so simple. And
Yeah.
it's high level stuff, but all of the specialists that are teaching us are good at boiling it down into just like bare bones of like this is what you need to do, don't overthink it. This is what's next. And yeah, and you're learning way more than you think you are. Like way more than you think you are
Mhm.
just being there.
It's almost like a mountain full of cards.
Yeah.
It's very simple when you look at one card, but they're all stacked up on
They're
top of
all
each other.
stacking.
And
They're
so
all stacking.
you look at veterinary medicine, it's like all these different things, and
Yeah.
then everything slightly changes between the species.
Yep.
But you talk about the cystotomy thing. I had the same reaction. We talked about surgery this year or this semester, and we'd finish a lecture, and I was like, at no point where I was like, that was crazy or super complicated or whatever. They're just like, you cut
Expected.
here,
Yep.
don't cut there, cut like ligate that thing off. Make
Suture it up
sure,
this way.
mm-hmm,
Make sure it's closed. Sew it back up.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it seems like that now. But if you were to tell us that stuff
Coming
first
in
year,
before first year, yeah, we'd be like losing our minds.
it's like close it this way with this suture pattern. It's
Yeah.
like, what's that suture pattern? It's like,
Like what's that suture? I don't even
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be my answer. That and also just like how very different everybody's experiences before coming into vet school is. Like, I was fortunate to sit next to Caroline on the first day of school and I'm grateful for her friendship. But just hearing about her life on the dairy sometimes, I'm like, I can't imagine. And she can't imagine doing anything else either. So it's like our lives are so different and we're both in the same program and we're gonna do two very different things with the degree. But like for sure we both deserve to be here and we're doing really cool things and it's cool to see everybody having such a different background and such a different path with the degree. Cool.
What about things that not that went maybe could have gone better, but things that healthy critiques.
Why can't people do a group project at the age of 25? Like seriously, like yeah. Yeah, and I just remember like weeks people were frustrated in some of those large animal anatomy with the big groups. It was like it's one of those again, it comes with like the mindset of like if I want to be in charge of a hospital one day, if I want to lead all these people one day. If I have a bad day or if a surgery goes bad, I can't take that out on everybody around me or the rest of the day is gonna go awful. So, like, I felt like some days in large animal anatomy, like, people were having bad days. They don't need to make mine miserable because of it, you know? And it's just some of that comes with experience and time in those situations, so you can't judge people for not realizing the effect that they're having. But man, some of those things were brutal. Like having to sit there while people are just complaining and dogging and how much longer until we can get out of this sucks. Like I just and it's just like, guys, come on. We're all here. We all gotta learn. You gotta learn it. Like you gotta learn it. Sucks, but you gotta learn it. Um so yeah, just I don't know. Sometimes it's the people aspect of it. Like you can't control everything. You do the best you can, but yeah, the group projects, I'm like, gosh, one day at the age of maybe 26 or 7, I'll have a great group project partner.
Group projects are tough.
Yeah,
I Yeah. Well, we're all very independent people
it
by
is. And
nature.
we're also busy too, right? So like
Yeah.
trying to matriculate 2 schedules into one is just inherently a crazy task to ask for.
Also, we're all the application process I uh selects for people that are more leader oriented, and having a group of leaders
Yeah.
work together
Yeah.
can sometimes not work very
Yep.
well. And saying that, the the field is very much like that. You will have multi doctor practices, and you will have to work
And they
together.
all function different. Yep.
So I yeah, I also would agree. I'm not the biggest fan of group projects, especially when they're things that I'm not particularly interested in.
Oh, I learned a lot about horses for this last one, let me tell you. I almost sent Trimble an email. Maybe I'll be a horse vet now.
Yeah,
Like,
you actually interested?
no.
Yeah.
I did learn so much doing that. Like, I have to give her credit. It's like one of those things where it's like, I see so much value in the assignment. I just hate the fact that I have to write this thing. Like,
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, she told us this, and we did have to quite literally put it all together.
yeah.
And
I kind of wish we did that for cows, but it's okay.
it would be hard for cows, I feel
It'd be
like.
very hard for cows because
Because,
they're also different.
yeah, talk about a dairy cow compared to a beef cow.
Yep.
And then within the beef field, you got the cow calf, you got bulls. Like, bulls just seem like
Don't
they,
even know what they do.
I don't
Yeah.
know, where would they live? Where are they?
Well, I sent Dr. Schmick an email. I was like, reading your final exam question, like I finally understood what blank meant. And he was like, Hallelujah, it took till the final. Like I feel like I've learned so much about industries and practices and everything else. Because again, I didn't grow up like growing up in Austin, I know nothing about any of that. Like that world is so foreign to me. It's crazy.
Talk about something that the even small animal vets can do is the bridge between agriculture and city people.
Yeah.
As someone who also grew up in a city, I knew nothing about agriculture, and
Yeah.
then animal science came along.
Gotta be an FFA.
Yeah, I don't know if looking back, I wish I was or not. I don't know,
I'm just gonna text you the FFA like
alma mater or
pledge,
whatever.
oath, forget what it is that they
The
make us all learn.
Yeah, who was it? Jenna. I did an episode with her. I don't remember if we talked. 'Cause we had to re-record hers too. Um, the first time we recorded, anyways, we talked a lot about FFA,
Yeah,
and there's a lot that goes into it.
there is.
Even things outside of animals,
Yep.
like the physical animal, things like talking about animals. There's like a radio thing
Yep.
that you can
There's
do.
leadership development competitions and there's career development competitions. So like radio broadcasting, public awareness. I used to compete in job interviews at one point. Yeah, like I would just go up against different high schoolers and interview for the same job and then
Hmm.
they'd rank us.
That sounds like
It's all
a
career readiness. It's
business.
all helpful.
That sounds like a more like a corporate
Yeah.
business world kind of
Career
thing.
development, I always did entomology. So I would literally just go into a room and ID bugs and then they'd rank us and then you'd advance area, state,
Hmm.
keep going through.
Hmm.
Used to come here for area. It was fun. Hang out in the entomology department, and then state was always at Texas Tech. So got to see Tech a few years and the tumbleweeds and all of that. But yeah, it's fun. You get to do a lot with FFA.
But now you don't want to do very much with the livestock world? Question mark.
I really okay. So like nobody we always struggled if our lambs or goats got sick because no vet in the area wanted to treat them except for one like outside of the city limit. So I really would not mind if I felt confident taking care of like livestock projects. You know, maybe not the steers. The steers might scare me a little, but like for sure like the lambs, the goats, the pigs, like it'd be nice to just help them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, they all get like some form of diarrhea or scours, Clostridium. Pigs, you're worried about the influenza when they're little, and like it's stuff that we're taught in school, stuff that's sometimes preventable, sometimes treatable. Got to dehorn it. Like, be nice to be able to help. Yeah,
Where do you think you're going to go after vet school?
I have no clue.
Let's say you didn't do internship and residency.
Yeah, probably won't.
You are going to go out and find a clinic,
Yeah,
hospital, somewhere
yeah.
out in the wide, wide world. Any idea? You going to stay in Texas?
I could. I think it'd be easier to knock off states I wouldn't move to. You know.
Well, that would be so much fun. Someone's going to get upset. Like, what's wrong with my state?
It's just like I don't know. I was talking the dean of the business school here at A&M, Nate Sharp, awesome guy. And when I started vet school, I went up to his office and we were just talking about life for a minute. Um, and he was saying like, what a cool season of life is it to be in that every opportunity is in front of me with like the ability to walk through every door. Like, my parents are healthy, they can move. Like, I'm not married, I'm not looking for a job that like needs to fulfill an immediate need. Like, I wouldn't say that we're all like financially stable in vet school, but like, the job market for us looks good. We're not taking the only job we can get. Can work in every state, like young, travel, like all of these doors that aren't normally open for everybody are currently open. And, how cool is it that like who knows what life's gonna look like in a couple more years, and like never else in life do you get that chance. Like there's always gonna be something like kids, spouse, family, parents, illness, job, security, money, like you're never gonna have those doors open again. And that kind of opened my perspective to it of like, yeah, it seems kind of crazy that I don't know where I'm gonna go, but that's cool. Like I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I know it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like sure there's a plan, have faith in that, but I don't know I don't know what it exactly is gonna be yet. But yeah, should be fun. I
It,
could stay in Texas, I could not. I don't know. I like hiking. I wouldn't mind moving somewhere with like green and trees. Like my favorite national park is Mount Rainier. Like the Pacific Northwest is beautiful. I don't know that I would live there, but something with more color, I guess. I don't know. But I do like Texas. I really do.
there's a lot in Texas, and
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but mine's kind of dictated more about
Where
the
you'd match.
hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We mentioned Georgia earlier. Georgia would be kind of cool. Colorado would
Tennessee
be
would be cool.
cool. Tennessee, I've never didn't haven't considered
Knoxville.
Tennessee.
Great Smoky Mountains.
You really are oriented to
Nashville.
the parks,
Yeah,
and
I just like the outdoor. I don't know. Nature's very cool. The like growing up in Austin, I just spent a lot of time in Barton Springs. Like me and my high school friends, like we'd stamp our hands for the day. We'd like cook in the sun, jump into the water until we were freezing. Then we'd get out and we'd be too cold, so we'd go play ultimate, we'd go play sand, we'd go play like flag football until we were dying again in the summer, and then we'd jump back in. Like I've just always been with people that like being outside, so I feel like and Austin is like an outside city.
hmm
Like there's a joke that like nobody works in Austin. We're all just outside. So
I need to go to Austin now
you
as an
do
adult.
with people that have been there, like
Yeah,
that can show you some fun places. But
the live music scene sounds interesting.
it's awesome. It's literally awesome. There's always something going on. Um, and then ACL is its own thing too. That's like a whole thing. But
Have you been?
yeah,
Is it fun?
I'd say so. You just got to be mentally prepared to feel like wrecked if you go for 3 days.
You
Like
have you gone for all 3 days?
yeah, I have before. You feel wrecked
Mm.
afterward. Your voice is gone. You're inhaling dust because everybody's walking through the field. It's the only time in my life I felt like a cow because you're stuck after the big sets. Like you can't move. I'm like, is this what they feel like when we put them in a chute? Like, you literally have to wait for like the hundreds of people in front of you to move until you can. So you're just kind of stuck vibing with the hippies and
Hmm.
having a good time. But yeah,
What have you looking back? What is the I guess the best part
of
of school,
like of life.
of vet school?
Like that's a big question. Of vet school. Ooh, I think the longer I've been in it, the more I have an appreciation and like a generosity for all the people that have put me here. Like, there's a lot of people that got me where I'm at, and, like, some of them are the vets I worked for, some of them are teachers I've had in undergrad, some of them are just mentors, and now we have all of these awesome professors teaching us, and, like, the other day, Cornell came up to me, and it was funny because it was, like, days before our finals, like, not even weeks, days. She was like, "Emily, like, these first 2 years have flown by, like, 2 more and you're giving a speech at graduation, like, you know what you're gonna talk about yet?" And I was like, "Is that serious? Like, I have to get through these finals first. I haven't even got through 3rd year." But it did get me thinking, like, what are big takeaways that I've had? And honestly, like, just, like, appreciation and gratitude. Like, our class is gonna be the next people helping people get here, and it's really cool that we all have people that helped us get where we're at right now. Like, it's easy to be stressed and it's easy to, like, see the elephant in front of you, but I don't know, you read those studies that are like you can't be stressed and thankful at the same time. Like, your brain physically can't do both.
Hmm.
And I feel like the more that I've sat in that, the more that that's been true, the more that I see the provision and help that I've had along the way, it's hard to be stressed about the future.
Hmm. I feel like I can challenge that. I feel like I can be grateful, and just with how stressed I can be, I can figure that somehow manage that.
You're gonna have to start making a list every morning of the 10 things you're thankful for every day and send us a picture.
Then I'm gonna start stressing about what I'm thankful for. It's
And
like
if you
I
put them
can
in the
only
right
get
order,
8. My differential is the one I'm thankful
you
for.
got shoes, you got a house,
Yeah.
got a seat.
Um. Yeah. I feel like I'm the same way. Um. It does feel weird that we're
Yeah.
now almost third years. Someone, I guess it was last night. It's like, what does it feel like being a third year? And it's like, that doesn't feel
Sound
right.
right.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound right at all. And it's just gonna keep going faster too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing
No.
going faster. Everyone talks about um, potentially doing residency and internship, and they're like, I'm kind of tired of school. And it's like, so wouldn't you want it to move faster to get through it? Um, I don't know. I just want to start working and doing things.
Me too.
The Something I've noticed with myself is I learn better when I can actually do the thing. When you
Yep.
show me a slide of the thing,
Hard. Yep.
I'm like, okay, cool. I can remember what that slide is.
Especially if it doesn't have a picture. I need a picture. I need to
Pictures
see
are
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Um, but no, when we're actually doing the thing, especially with surgery, I'm like, all right, now I can remember, and
Yep.
I can talk to you about it because I had to do the thing.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is forcing yourself to understand it enough to actually do it. And then also while you do it, I think I ask questions constantly while we were in surgery, and it's like, what if we do it this way, or why don't we do that, or
Yeah.
why is that correct, or
Or just asking for feedback. Like, would this hold? Does this look good? And like every now and then I'll look at a clip, should be like brutally honest. Like, tell me if it's ugly. Like, I want to know, you know? So like, yeah.
and they
Just
are, they are multiple times have been
I
like,
feel like
so what do you
they're
think? They're like,
nice.
they are very nice, but they're very honest.
Yeah.
When we were doing the bandaging surgery lab, our group spent a lot of time in there. Everybody is gone,
Mine
so
too. We were the last one.
yeah,
Yeah.
we it was like the three
They were
clinicians
kind of like
watching us. Um, but no, the I don't know. Looking back, all the people, how many, not a number, but anybody stand out in particular?
that's a good question. Honestly, like one of the first vets I worked for in Austin, and she's still there, so I always see her. Um, when I was applying to vet school, I don't think I got in yet. We were in a room with a client, and she doesn't like drawing blood. So anytime I'm home for the summer, she treats me like any other tech, which I appreciate. And she's always like, "Emily's gonna draw the blood. She's better at it than I am," and it's just fun to hear that. Um, and I was pulling blood on this dog, and this client just looked up and was like, "Oh, that's really cool. You're young. Are you gonna go to vet school? Or like, do you want to go to vet school? Like, do you think you could be a vet one day?" And I opened my mouth to talk, and she just looked at me and cut me off, and she went, "She's gonna be a vet," and then went, "I'll be back with your results," and just left like it was nothing. It's like, wow, that felt good. Like, just yeah, I didn't even have to say like, "Oh, it would be nice." Like, it was definite. It's like she's gonna be a vet. So yeah, I don't know. That kind of belief is always good. It's a good feeling.
Did the med school question ever come up?
All the time. All the time. My pediatrician, love him, but gosh, every time we would send him a Christmas card or like I'd go in, he'd be like, you love kids, like, you know, you want I'm like, "I don't wanna be puked on. I don't wanna be peed on. I don't wanna be" I mean, we're probably still gonna be puked on and peed on, but by a person, bit by a small child. Well, we're gonna be bit by a dog. So, like, I guess some of these arguments
It's
don't
very
really work.
different.
But,
I
like,
feel like it's very
it
different.
is, it really is, it really is, and, like, there's no doctors in my family, but a couple nurses on my mom's side, and they were like, "You have the brain to be a doctor, like, why aren't you gonna take care of people?" And I'm like, not for me. It's just not for me." And also, I don't do well, like, if somebody's throwing up, I'm running away. Like,
Really?
yeah, I mean, for the most part. Like, emergency situations, like, if somebody's bleeding or seizing or something, like, yes, I will go towards it, and like, my brain switches. It's like, emergency help, emergency fix, right? Like, don't freeze. But, yeah, if it's, like, illness, like, if my roommates have a stomach bug, the house is like Lysol bombs, like, there's Clorox everywhere, like, bleach on the kitchen floor, like, they know. Like, Kaylee will come home and she'll just go, "Who's sick?" Because she knows I just, like, disinfected the whole house, like, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought about the only thing that sounded intriguing to me was neonatology, like, all the pediatric, like, NICU babies. And I don't know if that's a subset of pediatrics or OBGYN stuff, but, like, the babies that have the defects, the babies that are born addicted to crack, like, the most fragile form of life, like, that always sounded interesting to me, but I just don't think I could handle telling people that their kid isn't making it. Like, that to me was, like, kind of the deciding factor of, like, I can handle dogs, and it's gonna suck when it's a cute old person, and it's, like, the only thing they have, and I know that, and I'm gonna be there crying with them, but it would be so hard day after day to tell somebody that, like, you know, their kid that they literally made and have been praying for, I just can't. So, plus, that'd be so much school. That would be so much school. Like, to go through all of med school and then probably peds or OB and then specialty, like, a fellowship after that to specifically do NICU, babe, like, yeah, it would be so much school. I'd be, like, 50 probably and still in school, not really. That's dramatic, but so, yeah, I just stuck with vet med.
I
Maybe
mean,
in another life, but
it's similar in the way that the patients that you're having are
can't
very,
talk.
they're also very dependent.
Yeah,
Like, um, like a small child
yeah,
is dependent on their parents, and their parents make all the decisions.
yeah,
And an owner of an animal makes all the decisions. The animal is really just like
yeah,
the thing that you are doing. Like you are working with the animal to help uh uh fix whatever's going wrong, but you're getting all the information from the owner
yeah.
about what has happened. So, hmm,
Transferable, I guess. Catheter's veins are a little yeah, I thought about it, but
no regrets.
I don't know. I wouldn't say there were regrets, just kind of like what would that have been like, but again, I don't think I would have mentally liked that. Like, it would have been really hard to separate the cases that go well and don't, I think.
Hmm. My pediatrician growing up had a very different side of it. He was like, nowadays, if I had to go back, probably wouldn't do human medicine. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I never considered doing human medicine. The vet's school route was like chosen early undergrad, and I was like,
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes. And then I just haven't stopped.
Yep.
And so, hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you got any advice? Maybe an undergrad wanting to do vet school, or maybe an undergrad in general.
An
They just
undergrad in general.
are or any kind of student doing
Yeah.
anything.
I think what I was telling those kids from Tarleton too, like, two things, specifically for vet school. Like, one, you got to put yourself out there to be a tech, in my opinion. Like, they tell us in school that we all start equal. Like, we're going to come in with different experience, but they're going to equal us out. And I think they do in knowledge, but I don't think they do in technical skills. Um, Especially this year, like, taking anesthesia and stuff. Like, there's a big difference between somebody that's intubated dogs and knocked them out and goats and everything, and somebody that never has. Like, that's a huge thing when you do it for the first time. Like, I remember I was, like, terrified. So, just putting yourself out there to learn how to draw blood, to learn how to intubate, to learn how to give drugs a bajillion different ways, to learn how to take an X-ray, like, all those technical skills transfer over as a vet. And plus, if you're the person running things in surgery, if you're the person helping, hooking up suction, doing all these things, you're learning the sterile field inherently. Like you know when you mess up, like you know when something dropped or when something's not right. And usually you're the one to clean it also, so you know how the instruments work. And I just think it's very helpful. Like the first time I cleaned an endoscope, I was like, this is a pain in the way. And then I was like, well, now I know every time I use it what I'm gonna put somebody through to clean it afterwards. Um so yeah, I think teching's helpful from a vet perspective. And then from a professional school perspective, and I would say grad school also, you gotta learn how to be good with people. Like, people forget about that. Like, you're never doing anything alone, ever. As a vet, you're gonna be the leader of the team. So, like, dealing with conflict, learning how you like to lead, learning what you're comfortable with, learning what you're not. Like, everybody has a different leadership style for sure. But just getting comfortable leading people, even if you're introverted, even if you're not seeing yourself as a leader, like, you're gonna be probably the most educated person in the rooms you're gonna walk into the second you leave the school, which is a thought that I feel like we don't talk about all the time. Like we talk about it in our communications labs and stuff, but like we're surrounded by people as smart as us or like smarter. Like some of our classmates are like geniuses, but that's not gonna be the case once we all split. So like remembering how to communicate what you know to people and then also how to work conflict out because they're gonna look at you like it's gonna be like this tech said this client said this, like you need to fix it, get in there, they want to see the doctor, like happens all the time. It's your job to fix it or your job to handle it or your job to talk it down. So I don't know, even little things that are silly, like talking to your roommates about things that bother you, talking to your friends, asking for I was telling some of the girls from Charlton, like if they have a job, asking for a job review. Because I feel like a lot of times when I was an undergrad or like when I was in high school, like my bosses didn't always give me performance reviews. Like they were like, you're not a full time, you're seasonal, like don't worry about it. And I kind of wish I had them. Like I kind of wish somebody sat me down because I remember the times they did. I learned a lot from them of like what they wanted things to look like or what I could do better or what I was doing well. And it's good to hear that feedback and realize it's not always negative. Like they're trying to help you, right? And like the first time you hear it, it's kind of like a slap in the face until you realize what it's for. So like, yeah, I would say getting better at conflict, getting better at feedback, and then getting better at tech skills. Just learning how to be a good person that people would want to learn from and look up to. But you can't do that unless you practice. Like you gotta put yourself in a position where I don't know, you're leading people or working with people or have the boldness to stand up for yourself and say, I want to learn how to draw blood or I want a performance review. Like that's weird things to do, but you're going to do a lot harder. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about that a number of times with our professional classes,
Mhm.
um, especially in regards to empathy. If I had $1 every time the word empathy was said in class,
Yeah.
I don't know how many
Have a lot of
dollars.
dollars.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
It's
important,
true.
but the person being in charge, even I think the only way to get better at in that regard is to actually do it when
Yeah.
we've graduated. Because I don't even think fourth year you're not. I mean, you're not in charge. There are
No.
clinicians,
Yep.
and then there are not only like there are interns, residents, clinicians. Then there are what would you call them? The head clinicians of each
Department
service,
heads. Yeah.
and even the technicians there. Like you're learning from the technicians
Yep.
um, on how to do things, and so the running a team is really you're kind of thrown to the
Yep.
wolves. It seems like so. Yeah, uh, and the best way to see that early on would be being a technician and being out
Yeah.
there.
I think so.
Hmm. Well, thanks for doing this again.
Yeah.
Hopefully it recorded.
testing. Testing. One,
I
two, three.
I've been keeping an eye on this. It's there. There are bars. They're
Fingers
moving.
crossed.
Yeah. If you can't tell, this is a very bare bone operation.
I would say third time's the charm, but hopefully on the second time, we've got it this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Um. Cool. Any final remarks?
Just keep swimming, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dory.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.